Yo, yo, yo. The long awaited return of us actually both being here streaming has ended. We are back. Tuesday night, Dynasty Daddy live stream. Closely approaching the start of camp. Not actually the start of the season. We're getting there. We're getting there.
The start of something interesting.
I know. I get so hyped thinking about the start of the season that I really got to rein myself in. But hey, we could be excited about the offseason because actually I'm gonna wait a second before I do the because announcement. All right, we'll work on it. But Jeremy, welcome back, and Becca, pumped y'all are back. Hey, I am pumped that y'all are back. How was the cruise? Right, you guys were cruising.
It was a awesome cruise. I haven't been on a cruise since pre-COVID, but it was a these shows kind of got me away. I learned that during the streams, my lovely wife Becca would call and coordinate, and she planned a surprise cruise with our family and such.
Dang.
Because I only knew it was a cruise, and then I walked down to the hotel lobby, and there's 10 people there. I'm like, what in the world? So it became a very, very fun cruise. So I had a great time. I always forget. This is the first time I was thinking about the drink packages and stuff, because I went on Disney cruises back in the day, and this was something that I was just I'm also excited to go back to a Corona costing $5 to $6 at a bar, not 11. So
yeah, I'm just happy we didn't get any articles. I feel like all of my cruise news that I get is just the worst story you've ever heard about people being stranded.
Yeah, it's
you don't get a lot of positive cruise stories.
There is that
talk
fear,
to people.
But it's also cruises are weird because there's part of me that I'm yeah, it's scary. You are stuck on a tin can in the ocean with 5,000 people. I hope no one gets sick. But outside of that, it's the easiest trip to please as many people as possible. I feel when you have a big group, you have your dinner time, everyone's going and doing, they have their excursions, they're doing this, they can group up, they can do their own thing. You got to take advantage of some of the spa, all the stuff there. But I think it caters to everyone. Whereas when you have 10 people doing a different trip, it's I don't want to go here, I want to go here. And it's well, okay, well, this restaurant only serves, it's, and two, underrated fact is all the food is included. I don't know if you've been on a cruise,
I'm not.
It's all.
I'm getting all my cruise news right now. Yeah, this is.
It's
my
all
cruise
included,
experience.
And you have a cruise time, so it's be you usually you have a time where it's you show up, and at 6 o'clock you eat dinner, and you can order anything on the menu. You can order every single thing, no bill, no nothing. It's included. And that is the nicest part, is you don't have the awkward big group thing of oh, dinner's on me today. No, performatively fighting over the bill. It's no, you don't have to worry about that. It's just enjoy your food. Yeah, maybe you have to do that if you order a drink, but all the food is all included. So it's that's always super nice.
I was pretty close to going on a cruise for kind of a family vacation thing. So I think it's been soft launch planned. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get the Will Cruise reports coming up here. I'll let you know.
Stream.
What's good?
I'll be honest.
Topper Dynasty.
I'll be honest. You could probably stream on the cruise now. They got the Starlink or whatever. That Wi-Fi is pretty fast.
The IRL Dynasty Q&A stream. Don't know how many viewers we would get for that, but hey, people want it.
Pina colada IRL on the cruise.
I don't know if you have it in the Dynasty Daddy budget.
Remember the Gronk cruise?
Okay, I feel like Becca will connect with this. When I think about my cruise thoughts always go back to, and you mentioned Disney, but I feel there were so many commercials for Nickelodeon, something, Cartoon Network cruises that were related to those things. And that was a dream of mine as a child. And then I grew up and was oh, that's not what all cruises are. They're not all just SpongeBob themed cruise experiences. This is lame.
Well, if you want that, the Disney cruise is the catered They don't have a casino. Instead, they have like a movie theater where you can watch early releases. Like I remember, my first cruise was a Disney cruise, and I was like 11, but it was Avengers. I never watched like any Marvel, and it was Avengers early screening on the cruise ship, and I was like, well, I guess I have to go. Like everyone's talking about this movie.
That's pretty BA. And shout out to Becca. Bought the Wi-Fi packet for Jeremy in case he needed to do an emergency stream. What's the opposite of shout out? Because I want to unshout out myself. I was ready to go for the solo stream, and then
I didn't know if we wanted to talk about that.
I'll talk about it, guys. The reason we didn't have a solo stream, and okay, I'm gonna say the reason, and then I'm gonna. You guys are gonna think I'm a jerk, and then you're gonna be like, he's not that much of a jerk. I forgot it was my wedding anniversary last Tuesday, but you know who else forgot? My wife. My wife also forgot. Okay. So we're like, dang,
you're in the clear.
We should do something. Let's do dinner. And I was like, yeah, I can cancel the stream. So I was such a good husband. Canceled the stream.
You remember.
For my
you remembered.
Yeah. So that's why the announcement came that Tuesday.
First.
But we are back. Yo. What is up, Diaz? What's up, B, Turts, McGee? And real quick, I see Coop Cooper here with a question. Tomorrow will be the last day to sign up for the Dynasty Daddy League startups. All you have to do is join the Discord, link in the description, and boom, new picture. Sign up closes the 23rd. So join the Discord, links in the description. You fill out that Google form, we'll get you on the sheet. I am going to create Discord groups, and we're going to coordinate the Dynasty Daddy startups this off season. Am I supposed to know the answer to this question? How many years have I been married to my wife? I'm gonna have to do some quick
I
maths.
thought it was for how many years are the Dynasty?
We'll see. If I don't win in the first 3 or 4, I'm dipping. I'm orphaning that.
Don't say that.
Yeah. Man. Okay, I got married in 2018. That's my it was our 8-year anniversary. Is that how that works? 2018. We just passed the date. Or is it 7? Because it's the first year would be the next year. 7 or 8 years I've been married to my beautiful wife, and wow, what a crazy 7 or 8 years it's been. And I love you, babe. She doesn't watch the streams ever. She, bless her heart, she lets me do my football thing and only complains about it a little bit. So shout out to Olivia.
Only complains about it a little.
Love her.
That is love
of my life.
Only complains about it a little.
And I'll come back. Coop Cooper, who is also going to be in one of the start of 8 years, bro. Hey, all right, thank you, Coop. Coop is going to be. So I see in the sign up sheet. I was checking the forum today. I think we're at 22 signups right now, which technically turns out to be like, I think 26 people. Guys, I'm not a math major. 26 people, because if Jeremy and I are in both the leagues, there we go. 22 plus 4 is 26. So
we're looking at 5, maybe 5. 6-team auction drafts,
single quarterback,
6-team auction,
standard scoring, kicker, defense. Yeah, it'll be a good time. No, we'll see. I know some people had talked about signing up for both. We'll figure out the numbers. Don't worry about the numbers. If you want to be in it, sign up, and we will make it work. I promise you that. But first question here. How 9 minutes in? Got first question here. Let's go. 12-team Superflex PPR start 10 MHJ and Jadarian Price, or guaranteed 2027 102 or 103. So I assume it's one of those. Yep. You're either getting the.
I mean, I would say if you don't care about winning this year, like if you're literally like I don't give a crap about the production that Price and Marvin Harrison Jr. may give me, give me the reroll, because there's at least 2 elite level wide receivers in next year's draft, and there's also Arch Manning.
Yeah.
So we assume maybe Arch Manning falls, or one of them slips into draft. Doesn't matter. The top of the draft's going to be loaded. I would much rather have those 2 top picks than a year 3 wide receiver that is somewhat questionable. And Jadarian Price, who we enjoy, but also was a weak draft class, and is in a good situation, but it's not like a generational prospect.
Yeah, I do want to. I mean, like if you guarantee me the 102, 103, just with how people are thinking about the 27 class, in a 12 by 10, like if we were talking a little bit deeper, like 11 or 12, I could maybe kind of push to, two assets that I think would be consistent starters for you for the next, decade. But man, I just think about the juice and steam that 101, 102, 103 is going to have next year. I mean, think about even this year, like a lot of people weren't super excited about. Like there were some decent deals for, the 102 felt like a consolation prize, but you still got, top early drafted wide receiver. So yeah, I'm taking that side, betting on the upside.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, especially since it's like, is it? I thought it was 2 first-round picks, but I still think in this league you go for.
Yeah, I'm doing it a heartbeat with
like 2 players.
Yeah, I think we could definitely look at this. Like we rewatch this stream at the end of the season, and it's like, man, like Marv had like a bit of a bounce back, and like the offense worked a little bit better with. Yeah. Okay, I can't do it. Sorry, I was about to talk about Carson Beck. Yeah, just take the 102. Okay, wait.
You talked yourself out of it.
Yeah, the minute I start invoking the name of Carson Beck in a optimistic light is when I.
Yeah, Carson Beck is the long-term.
Did you guys see the? This is real, right? The Cardinals staffer that is facing some fines for placing a bet that was a parlay for the Cardinals picks, and one of them was the Carson Beck pick. This is real.
I did
right?
not see that.
Somebody fact check me. Is that if that's some like I got memed AI'd. It's very funny because that is the only reason I could see a team taking the Carson Beck bet outside of the first 5 rounds. Somebody give me a quick. Are you fact checking me right now?
I'm looking. It's igamingbusiness.com.
All right, I'm going to click.
Cardinals head of college scouting has denied allegations of leaked intel on the team's draft picks for betting purposes.
Okay. All right. So this is a.
Oh, okay. Yahoo Sports. That's trustworthy. We'll give it. NFL suspends Cardinal exec for gambling violations. You did not get scammed by ChatGPT.
I did not get scammed, and it is hilarious. Let's go. 12-team Superflex lineup PPR, 0.5 tight end premium, start 2 tight end. Start 10. So I'm putting the frame right now. I'm gonna repeat it to put you in the mindset.
Okay, frame it.
12 by 10, 0.5 tight end premium, and start 2 tight end. During the late first round draft of rookie draft, we're out of practice, man. We needed we should have done a practice stream.
Caveman speak.
I was gonna say this is like our first streams, but like if you go back to the dude, you remember robot voice? Oh. Not that the audio is great, guys. Let us know if the audio is bad, please. Not that the audio is always perfect, but man, robot voice was brutal. Will was real.
There were some kinks.
Yeah, we worked it out.
That being said, 2 streams ago, I was pulling up Microsoft Paint and screen sharing the chat because the chat overlay wasn't working for me. So,
and then I decided to double back.
Really come?
Yeah, that's true. We are who we are. All right. Wow. During the late first round draft of the rookie draft, sent Jaden Reed in the 201, got Mekhi Lemon at the 107, and the other team took Boston at the 201. That is crazy. Lemon at the 107 is crazy to me.
I guess it's the 2 tight end, right?
Yeah, you make the Sadiq bet.
Jadarian Price probably, and then Sadiq, and then Lemon.
I just love
my
Lemon.
Guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that makes a little bit of sense in the format for sure, but I just love Lemon. I'm just a little out on price, but yeah, that is crazy. And I like Jaden Reed, like at his price, but man, Reed in Boston or Lemon.
Reed is like the perfect like if someone was giving you like 70, like 3/4, like 75 cents, you're like, oh well, it's not like nothing, but it's still just like I don't really care. You know, like if I'm like, hey, here's $10.75, you're like,
I do.
It's not like I gave you 10 cents, but it's like,
I do think Golden sucks, but I believe a little bit in the Christian Watson breakout that we saw, and I do think that there's a couple of hurdles he still has to jump, even without Wicks, even without Dubs, for him to be like a full-time route guy that we just have not seen.
I will say I was kind of talking myself into Golden at price, and then I'll be honest, this is when the news is slow. I saw that one video of Tank Dell coming off the injury and just cooking Golden. And I'm like, okay. I mean, like, this dude, like, they were like, he might need to get his leg amputated. And you're getting cooked by him. Maybe maybe Golden is just not an all around guy.
Yeah, I think there's going to be. Yeah, I was about to invoke the better and best ball phrasing for some of those guys, and when you're doing that, you're really telling yourself a story in our dynasty leagues.
Better and best ball is like, hey, maybe they'll have one good game all year.
Better and best ball is, I could see there is a future where they produce in a way that matters for fantasy. 12 team superflex lineup PPR 0.5 tight end premium. So this is the same format. On the clock at the 203, sent 203 was Chris Bell. Got the 209, 27-second got Antonio Williams. Dude, this is just like, how do you get these deals done, man? Should I have sent more of these like BS offers in my rookie drafts? I just thought the general consensus was that the like early-ish to late second, even early third, is such a wide range that no one should ever trade up for anything of value to take their guy, especially when I'd rather have the other guy. This is just insane, right?
Wait, even if like Antonio Williams,
dude, even if it was Antonio Williams for like, who's your Marlon Klein in a second? You know what? Okay, maybe I wouldn't do that because I'm pretty high on him, but that's just crazy, right? We don't have to devote too much time to this. It's just insane.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think this entire range is pretty much the same value of players. Like, I don't think, like last year, 203 was Luther Burden types prospects, which is like way better. You know, like I would understand 2 seconds to go up from late to go pick like a Luther Burden prospect. But this year, all those prospects are going at the 108, 109 because those are the KCs and the Boston level guys. And even then, like Luther Burden was a better prospect.
Yeah.
This is just like a fleece, in my opinion. You get a guy that easily could be more usable than Bell, and you just bag a 27-second that gives you a ton of flexibility.
Yeah, it's crazy. And this one right here, I mean, this is a great call out. Like, I definitely fall into the trap of, like, I try to think of reasonable deals the other manager would take, but sometimes, I mean, especially in like the hype of rookie season, like you never know. You don't want to count. I'm going to try to do the phrase again. I choked. You don't want to count people's pockets. You know, some people want to spend their money on other.
Well, you're kind of the phrase guy, you know, on the stream.
I'm like the phrase guy for comedic purposes.
Does this change your mind on this trade? He also got a 27-4. Not just an additional second, but
yeah, and like, I mean, right here, Williams being there at the 209, like, I get it. It is definitely get your guy season, and I understand it's the third round wide receiver, but like, as far as like bets you want to make, like, why is it not this current situation? Like, we haven't gotten any, like, the Brandon Ayuk stuff. Woof. Like, we don't even need to get into that, but like, we haven't gotten any like Diggs stuff, any like Debo returning. There's been no, like, I mean, heading into the season, I mean, currently right now for camp, it's, you know, Treylon Burks or Williams or Luke McCaffrey. Who else is there? I'm missing a name. There's definitely a vet.
R/Dynasty FF.
Is Diami Brown still there?
Hype cases. I don't think so. I think didn't he sign?
Yeah, he's on the Commanders.
Jacksonville.
He was Jags last year.
Last year. Okay, but now he's back.
Will's best ball bags will tell you that Diami Brown was on the Jags last year.
He might be the most. Like, Wayndale Robinson was kind of that, where it's like, why is this guy always getting these targets? Brown is easily the most like weird player because he's good for like one game of 2 touchdowns and 2 catches a year, and he just keeps getting signed and plays significant minutes. I'm like, he's just someone that like I've seen fizzle out so many times where it's like, okay, like that's it, it's a wrap, but he just seems to hang on and find good roles. So especially for best ball, he's someone I probably like more than Matthew Golden.
Yeah, and I like Chick a decent amount too, but I think as far as like you're looking at pure bets, and you're talking about, you know, I mean, you can have the conversation Chris Bell, Antonio Williams. That's totally fine. Like, I'm not going to like freak out about you taking, you know, Chris Bell to 203 over Antonio Williams, but that trade is just insanity. Shout out to Sean. What is good? Oh, wait. Shout out to Jeffrey. Hit the like button.
Well, I was just hit the like button, trying to get it in within the first hour because
20 mininutes. That might be a PR. Is that a PR for us?
Yeah, it might be a record. Yeah.
While we're here, guys, join the Discord. Patreon. What else? What else we got?
Discard.
Merch. Should we do merch? Yeah, I know you have a Dynasty Daddy beanie. I remember from the earlier videos that I used to edit.
I do.
You definitely have a Dynasty Daddy
I don't
beanie
know
somewhere.
where it went. I have it somewhere.
It's definitely not beanie season, July 21st. So understandably, it's not by you.
It's hot.
Jalen Lane. All right, who's everybody's second round pick bet, wide receiver wise? Or I guess just no, in general, not even wide receiver. In general, I'm talking they're for sure there at the 202, 203. So like whatever, like you're not getting Boston. Boston shouldn't fall past the 202, regardless of how you feel about them.
Yeah.
Obviously mine's Antonio Williams. Do you have a favorite? I know you lean into the tight ends a lot, but I feel like for you that's a lot of format specific. Like you're just gonna take the tight end guy versus.
Okay, I think I have my hype train player that I'm kind of talking myself into.
I'm listening. I'm giving you full screen for this, and I'm gonna even fix your camera. You're gonna be centered. Boom.
All I'm saying is Stribling starting to win me over.
Hey, okay.
You know, I hear what the execs. I hear like, oh, multiple execs thought he was the best wide receiver in the class, and they reached over him. You know, they reached to get him. Outside of Pearsall, there's not a ton there. You add in the fact that like Kittle's getting older. I don't know. Like to me, I'm like, if it is one of these guys where they go out and get their guy,
yeah, for dynasty purposes too, like
specific role.
You know, Mike Evans for a
know.
season. You know, injury stuff with all those guys, but yeah, I think like the thing with Stribling too is I think a lot of times, and I'm guilty of this too. Like I think as like dynasty content creators, whatever that means, like we can really fall into the weeds of like, and it's important to like analyze analytical profiles and take a look at, you know, well, you know what we've seen, you know, similar prospects with this production and whatever. And like, obviously Stribling does not have that, but man, if the 49ers and Shanahan are like, dude, this is good blocker. I want to get this guy on the field. And, you know, we've seen, you know, players explode in good systems that you don't expect. I mean, think about all the Kendrick Bourne weeks we had last year with Mac Jones, you know?
Yeah, I just think like if I look, I think the Antonio Williams is a player I enjoy.
Thank you.
But I also feel like his price is getting a little like part of me thinks he reminds me a little bit of like Jalen Polk and Javon Baker, where everyone was like, these guys look kind of cool and no one else is there to catch the ball. And if that's the argument, I've been there before and I don't know.
It's fair. It's not the argument, but it's fair.
But like that,
it is a third round
that's
receiver.
Kind of what it feels like.
Like
I feel
I will
like
always
the
give
biggest
credence to that.
is
Yeah.
there's no one there. You know, like no one is there. That's why you should take him. And I do think Antonio Williams was, you know, highly touted out of high school. There's, you know, ups and downs in college, but you know,
Injuries.
I don't know.
Clemson.
That's just kind of the vibes I get, especially early second. I'm like, I don't know if I want to pull that. Like what, like when I look at like a Stribling or even someone like I think like Zachariah Branch is an interesting guy as well, just because he has speed and kind of like he's like a low A dot type of wide receiver, but he could be a good number 2 with Drake London and, you know, Bijan. Like I think if they scheme him right, he could be someone that's somewhat interesting. But that being said, I mean, all these guys are probably just going to be dust if we're being honest.
I know. I cannot, man, the like 2 seasons from now, I'm going to think about all the time spent talking about, you know, Chris Bell and Zachariah Branch and Jalen Lane and Malachi Fields.
The one that's going to hit is going to be like Ted Hurst or something. Or like,
I actually don't hate.
Really?
I don't hate Ted Hurst, too, from the, as far as like random, you're taking your bets in the second round. From a like scheme position wise, you know, they've talked about having him play that X boundary guy, and Egbuka did a little bit of that last year, but I don't think they want him to be that. So I could see a world where, you know, and obviously that's kind of a tough wide receiver room to crack with Godwin and McMillan there as well, how much they played McMillan last year, but would not surprise me at all if, you know, 3 wide receiver sets, we're seeing some Hurst. All right, strictly a player take.
I'm not the only one. Sean's on board as well. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off. You know, I'm jumping in. You know, getting antsy.
No, I love that. I'm back in the fold. This is how it should be. This is how we're running the scheme. Have you been watching any of the quarterback? I need to watch that, but I've been seeing some stuff about Baker's injuries last year, and obviously, when you analyze the scope, every NFL player is injured. in some capacity. They're playing through something, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, the game is like 100 car crashes a week. Like.
Yes, and the cars are the strongest cars that the world has seen. But yeah, I've seen some stuff that like the Baker injury stuff, and I think you can kind of use that to explain away some of the inconsistencies and issues we saw with Tampa Bay last year versus 2 seasons ago with like the Baker. I mean, Baker was a couple first weeks of the season. We were talking Baker MVP, right? Was that? Am I remembering correctly? Baker was on MVP
like
watch.
Week 6 or something. It was a Monday night. I think it was a Monday night game. It was a primetime game, and everyone's like, "It's his to lose," and then he just completely face planted.
And he lost.
Shouts to him. Shouts to him. One of my good friends. Shouts to August. That's a big Bucks fan, and he was just running his mouth. And turns out both of us were in the electric chair for that legendary Falcons Saints game, which is the only scene I've seen from the quarterback like documentary. Is Baker Mayfield sitting on his kitchen counter watching it on his oven fridge or his oven TV. He had like an oven TV, and he was just watching the game, which makes me feel even better. You know, Baker was a great practice squad safety for the Panthers, so I don't want to hate on him too much, but it definitely hurts that the Panthers are. We ran through Darnold and Baker. Now both of them seem to be above average starters in the league.
You guys got Bryce. Don't worry, it'll be all right. No, I
don't know.
Speaking of oven TV, not actually speaking of oven TV, but it made me think of this. Big update for how Will's going to watch football this upcoming season. I know you guys are all waiting for it. I'm usually sitting where I'm sitting right now. I have 3 monitors that you cannot see, and I have every game on them. Like I'm putting them in the box corners. I think I am going to do the normal TV down here that I have in this basement office room, and I'm going to bring out a second TV to place below it, and I'm going to do 2 quad boxes, 8 games Sunday. How are we feeling about it? Too much? Should I
I mean, I feel like that's
the way
I feel
to
like
do it?
that's like the perfect setup. I mean, I assume
I've
you
never
got,
done
like,
it before.
The Sunday NFL ticket. You got all the games on.
The only issue is the Lions game. I do like having that. So what would be nice, what's usually nice about doing the computer setup is I have the Lions game on the big screen. So that is going to be a struggle for me. Maybe it's third TV. Maybe we whip out the third TV. We'll see. I'll talk to the wife. My birthday's coming up.
You walk down, it's like, oh, is he a day trader? No, he just watches football.
It is funny though when you pull up the Dynasty Daddy site. It definitely does give some like day trading vibes. We got a lot of charts and graphs going on. It's beautiful.
People love a chart.
Heck yeah. All right, strictly a player take. MHJ or BTJ on a hard rebuilder. Either one would be my wide receiver 4 on the roster. Wondering who you guys think has more potential to grow their value this season. This season is interesting. There's been some BTJ buzz about, him saying it doesn't hurt to run anymore, like some credence to the like injury fall off. But like as I say that I'm also hearing the Parker Washington buzz. You got Travis Hunter looking jacked, shirtless. With
they got Jacoby Myers too. Like
they paid him too.
Yeah, he got a big contract.
I think MHJ feels like the safer, but I don't want to like the thing with like BTJ's production last year. Like obviously disappointing. And man, okay, here's what happens. I get excited about my like smooth transitions that I'm gonna do. When I need to execute them before. You get excited
and then you pull the curtain.
It hits my brain and then it goes to my mouth and then. But here's the thing. I mean BTJ. Oh, it would have been smoother. Can you imagine if I just clicked over here while I was yapping about it?
Before you just started geeking out about it beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, pretty big fall off. Like if we got another like sub 10 PPR points per game season, and the Parker Washington breakout continued, and Jacoby Myers is involved, and they're like trading off decent weeks, but it's like so inconsistent. You never want to start him. Like, man, don't you think BTJ is falling off harder than a bad Cardinals year, similarly, but the Cardinals are at the top of the draft and are picking Arch Manning or somebody in this class at QB at the top.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I was ordering a pina colada
Love it.
and sitting in a recliner or one of those like reclining beach chairs, I was like, wait a minute, I have a Wi-Fi package. And what showed up when I pulled up YouTube, top video, was just some BTJ film. And I was like, you know what? Let's just watch, because I honestly don't know. I don't watch all his routes. I don't. Let's just say I probably would have taken BTJ before that video, going through like 30, 40 minutes of BTJ footage. To now I'm like, I think there's more of a path for Marv finding a solid NFL role in a functioning offense versus a guy who is in a functioning offense and somehow falls out of a role. The context is obviously rookie year BTJ was one of the best rookie seasons we could ever have. But a lot of that came from a broken offense with Mac Jones, where it was just throw it. And a lot of the success of BTJ was kind of these deep balls, which we didn't see a lot of last year for him. But also, the other side was a lot of these designed low ADOT plays, which is, and this is kind of my concern with like a Rashee Rice, where it's like you watch Rashee Rice, and a lot of it's like
it's a broken
they
offense.
Can't run the ball, so we'll just make him like the running back and give him all the. That's kind of what BTJ was in some of those early things. And I mean, I think the biggest concern for me with BTJ after watching a lot of his routes is just like he kind of does the DJ Moore in the Bears playoffs, where it's like, oh, you're making the drive, you're about to beat the Rams, it's going to be awesome in overtime, and you just quit on your route. BTJ does that a lot. He doesn't run always a lot of these clean routes, and without design stuff and without the success of the deep ball, I don't really know if he's someone that could be as well-grounded as a Marvin Harrison Jr., which I know he got pushed around. He's everyone says he's not physical enough, but somehow he comes back more and more jacked every year. But this Cardinals team has never been functional with him there. I'm hoping that this new coaching change, we see a functioning offense where he can actually thrive. And that being said, I still think last year he was someone I would trust more than BTJ, especially down the stretch when it was just like, what the hell is going on? Like, there's so many possible people to throw to in that Jaguars offense. Like, why are you going to sit there and be like, oh, our offense is humming, let's try to change it so that BTJ can get his? Like, you're going to be like, no, like, I didn't draft you. You're not able to adapt. And we have a bunch of other guys that are. So you're just going to lose your role.
Yeah, and I think BTJ will give you spike weeks in the same way that Marv will. And I think like the Dynasty community, like I was mentioning earlier, will react stronger to a bad BTJ season than they will a bad Marv season this year specifically. And like you mentioned too, I mean, like teams, like what was working for the Jags at the end of last year, right? Like is there a need, you think, for Liam Cohen to say like, we need to build the ship out of Brian Thomas Jr.? Or is he looking at last year and is like, man, dude, Parker Washington can play. Trevor Lawrence loves him. They gave Jacoby a big bag. Brenton Strange, Tanner Koziel. No, I think they're similar bets.
Travis Hunter is also not dead. Let's not act like he's never going to be involved in the offense.
The one BTJ out that I think would go crazy. Like, what is the buzz right now? If the weird Bills wide receiver acquisition is not DJ Moore, but Brian Thomas Jr. Like that is the only like wild crazy out. But the other side of that is like, I mean, I say it a lot, man. Like the NFL is not the NBA. Even though we've had some like crazy moves, like they're just not moving players, especially young guys on rookie deals. Like there's just no need, for Liam Cohen to move BTJ for anything less than like a first round pick, which like our team's going to do that and then have to pay that receiver immediately.
Yeah, no, I just don't think there's. Both of these guys are guys that I would not buy at price. Just to put it out there. Like the issue is that the hopium is still there, and that's what makes their price expensive. It's like I'd much rather just like if I need a wide receiver that in his range, just get a Wayne Robinson for like a second or something. Like just get some gross level player. versus paying an expensive hopium price, because I have done that many times. I overpaid for Jaden Reed back in the day. There's so many players where it's like, I never bought Josh Downs, but we see this all the time of like, there's things we like about this guy that could lead to a better outcome. But I don't want to, I'll buy it when it's there. It's like the Puka. Like, are you going to trade a first round pick for Puka pre-rookie year? No. But should we have been sending out first round picks week 2 after he put up 35 targets and 30 catches in 2 games? Yeah, we should have. Like, you need to be more reactive that way. And with these guys, I'm like, right now I'd already have to pay an arm and a leg, because like, sure, if they hit BTJ's price, maybe goes up 10%, I'll pay that if I really want it.
What is up? Tricky Trev here. So let's go back to the Bijan trade, the infamous Bijan trade. Yeah, all good, man. Don't worry about it. You'll be all right. Shout out to Tricky Trev though. We've been playing some Pal World. Any Pal Worlders out there?
Oh,
I just started playing it for the first time this past week. I think it's been popping. People are playing it. I did not play it initially, but I mean, I know you were a Pokemon guy. I was a Pokemon guy as well. It is it is Pokemon with guns. That's how I describe it to my wife when she asks me what is on your screen right now. But yeah, it's a good time. Any Pal Worlders out there? No.
I played when it first came out. Like, me and my wife played. We had a good time. I told her we should start up because I saw the 1.0 hype and people are saying it was good.
Yeah. No, highly recommend. And I also highly recommend Tricky Trev figuring out how to set up the server so that I can play when he's not online. Because right now that is the only way I can. And I'm getting pretty connected.
You're telling him to pay $10 a month so that you can play.
Dang, we actually. I asked if he knew the price to keep the server up. We'll figure that out. Yeah, I'm getting pretty connected to my Palkymons, man. So I don't want to have to restart. B Turts McGee 12 team. Full PPR, start 11, Superflex, 0.510 premium, startup draft on the clock at the 7:06. Roster is Puka, Burrow, Pickens, Olave, Fandon, Price. Would you take Stroud, Kyler, Etienne, Concepcion, or trade for a 28 late first? 7:06 here. Puka, Burrow.
I think this is somewhat easy. I would take Etienne.
Oh, on the thumbnail. Let's do it. Let's do it on the thumbnail
moment.
Full circle. Where are we? 38 minutes. Guy in the comment. You guys didn't even talk about the Saints backfields on the thumbnail. We did. Okay, right now. So I'm gonna comment back. 38 minutes. I'm gonna write, and he's gonna go there and be like, he's gonna be like, why'd you have to be a jerk about it? Okay, I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. But no, we got the Kamara contract, and my understanding of the situation was Kamara's like, I'm not playing anywhere but the Saints. If you're going to trade me or something last season, I'm retiring. And they're like, all right, fine, but we're not going to pay you. And he's like, all right, fine, I'll take a pay cut. Boom. Kamara returning for one season here. Any fear? Like, how far did Etienne move down for you in terms of like your expectations for this next season? Because he's definitely a little bit of a faller in like the redraft best ball formats that I've seen. He was kind of a late 3rd round pick on like, I think DraftKings and similar underdog, and he's kind of moved closer to the 4th round, but not like crazy fall. He got a massive, what was it? It was like a 4-year, huge
he got
deal with the Saints. Deal. So to me, especially on an offense I want to bet on, like, I mean, say what you will about Tyler Shuck, I am believing in, like, I'm definitely a coordinator believer, and I think I saw enough from Kellen Moore and that offense last season to want to buy in a little bit to, a 4-year crazy contract. But we're getting some comments for the QBs. I would kind of be curious to see what the rest of the quarterbacks look like, because if you're considering Kyler and Stroud, what other QBs are available? I think that would be the other point I would want to answer, because I assume the drop off at running back is pretty harsh. Because if you're not taking Etienne there, you're probably getting close to like the Swift, David Montgomery range. And then
you're also looking at, like, I think the bigger thing too is you're RB1 is Jadarian Price to begin with. So I'm going to want to. I don't know if I can trust Jadarian Price week like 1 through 4 to be RB1 material. So I do want to make sure, especially since I don't have I spent my early capital on quarterback. I spent early capital on other positions.
Yeah.
I need this range to soak up as much value at one of the most at the most valuable position. I mean, basically, if you win the league, you hit on some sort of running back production of significant kind. You can win with mid quarterbacks. You can win with mid tight ends and sometimes all right wide receivers. You can't win with like bad running backs.
Yeah.
And I just look at that start and I'm like, I need to shore up that over, especially like a Concepcion, a late first, Kyler Stroud, like those guys are okay, but there's probably a bucket of like 6 of those guys. Like I think maybe next pick I can take that. I don't know what the other running backs are. I'd probably lean to just take the running backs.
Yeah, like if you're, I let us know 3 names at quarterback that are available, other than what you had listed, and 3 names at running back that like would be your next considerations at those positions. That would probably influence my pick a little bit. I would probably pick between Stroud and Etienne for me. I am also leaning Etienne. I do think like what you talked about. Shout out to Jeremy, had posted a video talking about running back war and how running backs matter. And to me, I think in Dynasty we can get a little bit too running backs. It's Dynasty. It's a long-term game. Like the price is the one thing. I mean, Puka, Burrow, Pickens, Olave, Fannin. Like you give me a producing running back on this team, and I know in the past we've felt confident that you can get these oldies but goodies, but the oldies but goodies that I'm confident in go too early now. It's like, I mean, you got Derrick Henry still in this range, but like immediately past this like Etienne, Henry, Jacobs range. Swift, Montgomery, Monangai, Brooks, Harvey. Like, I don't feel great about any of these guys on a competing team.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's more just I kicked the can on running back, but I can't keep kicking it. And I took Burrow, right? Instead of getting a Jonathan Taylor or something, I got Burrow, which is fine. Just means now I need to not double down on quarterback because then I'm going to have to hit on a David Montgomery breakout or something crazy like that, which could happen, but I also don't want to bet my whole season on that happening.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got a all caps I have merch from Becca. I do think Becca asked me my shirt size a while ago. I'm talking multi-years, and I'm happy that I didn't. I'm happy I didn't get sent anything because I think I was much larger then. Shout out to me for actually starting to go to the gym. But yeah.
Just wait till bulking season. Let
me know what this. Yeah, true. I don't know, dude. My wife has banned me from Taco Bell. We've got the like Michigan. Is this a national thing? The like lettuce.
Becca was going to ask. She talked to me. She called me on like the way home from work and was like, "I need to ask Will about like the Michigan Taco Bell like poop lettuce or something, like the diarrhea lettuce."
I do think Taco Bell is. I think it's like a general thing. Like I don't think you're supposed to be getting like bagged lettuce stuff right now. Play it safe, and I think it's extending to. I don't know. You're talking to a guy that does not eat a lot of vegetables in general. So
you're more of a meat and potatoes guy.
Yeah, I'm not the most knowledgeable when it comes to veggies. Love me some fruits. I'll do fruits for sure. But I've been banned from Taco Bell. My wife has banned me for the time being. She's worried about my it's national. Okay. Shout out to Tricky Trev. He's a Michigander who is not in Michigan right now, so he gives me the outside world perspective that I don't get from my Instagram reels. All right, do we get any updates? Because I see some good shouts on like if Baker and Dak are there. So like at the QB position too, we were talking about like it is kind of a tough line you have to thread. Is that true? Is that the phrase? But like there's some names here post where Stroud would go that like locking up that RB that I like can count on as a contending piece for the next 2 to 3 seasons. Where it's like, okay, I don't get Stroud, but like, dude, Baker,
Malik Willis.
Yeah, I mean, he mentioned Dak. Like, I feel like for a lot of people, Dak at his age, at 32, like falls further. Like maybe it's Baker or Dak, even Darnold. Hell, Stafford.
Yeah,
Okay. Thanks, Trav.
I don't get Darnold. I don't get Darnold not being valued a little bit more in Dynasty. That doesn't click with me.
I think the one thing you could say for Darnold is the like nerves with like a new coordinator, where it's like, okay, no Kubiak. Like how much of that was a Kubiak thing? And I am excited for Kubiak for the Raiders, but JJ McCarthy, yup. I mean, there's a lot of names you can hit. But yeah, I mean, even going down to like I mean, I get a little wet and wild. Like I'm not feeling too bad about Malik Willis, Daniel Jones if I have to. But I get that people are a little bit less risk averse than your boy. So, but yeah, let us know if you're still at B-Turts.
I would rather.
Let us know, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say I would rather take a running back now and then smash, Malik Willis and Aaron Rodgers or Geno Smith in those later rounds and just be like, I have probably 2 starting quarterbacks at pretty much every point in the year, and that is fine. Like I'm fine doing that versus saying, oh no, I have to go get Bryce Young or something like that and overpay for these guys in these earlier rounds, especially when I already kicked the can on running back. Because after Etienne, gotta be respectful, it starts drying up, and you're like, okay, maybe RJ Harvey, maybe Blake Corum. Like, I don't want those guys to be anywhere near my starting lineup unless there's an injury. Like then you're taking a bet on Bashal Tutin being like an RB1. Which hey, I need that, but also I'm not doing that.
I was about to ask. Tutin is. I've just started dipping the toes in the best ball drafts. They will be coming soon, guys. Will best ball say I'll be there if you will be there for a Will best ball draft stream some night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Just yeah. If that sounds appealing to you, say I'll be there.
We'll say.
Would you be there if it ever happened? No. I think I'm gonna be Mr. August a little bit. I think I'm gonna step up to the plate and rip some best ball drafts. It's a good time, and it's a good time. Let me know. Say I'll be there if you'll be there. Wet and wild over these picks. Okay, we got no thanks. Tricky Trev's he's gonna be building our base in Pal World. He's been he has been complaining at how I set up our base. It is frustrating. But we can talk about that a different time.
I love the Tricky Trev get back to fantasy football.
Yeah.
The Pal World. He doesn't want to talk about the base right now.
All right, I'm gonna do some. All right, I'm gonna do a tiny lightning mode, just because I'm getting a little semi-stressed about approaching the top end. We got out on Green Bay, traded Golden for Wendell early in the season, trying to use Watson to up tier, but no luck. I wonder what the Watson up tier looks like right now. Actually, I'll do this real quick because actually I couldn't tell you where Christian Watson is at. Okay, right here, sandwiched between KC, Alec Pierce. That kind of makes sense. Like he's ahead of these.
I feel like the value's caught up on him.
Yeah, Parker Washington, Bats, or like Terry McLaurin. Would you rather have Terry McLaurin or Christian Watson on a contending team?
Christian Watson.
Yeah, you get a couple years discount.
Watson
similar
or
type of bet. I don't. Am I allowed to turn around and sell Tutin after I make that move? I'll take Tutin if that's the case.
You can do whatever you want.
All right, Tutin.
27 second. There's a 27 first. I assume it's a late first.
Yeah, then we got this question here.
Chris Godwin in a 27 third or Christian Watson.
Yeah, I'd probably take Watson there. I just think like the value that Watson would hold if they produce similarly is a lot more than Godwin in a third. And I'm not confident that Godwin is going to give me a smash season.
I was going to ask you this trade. I thought it was somewhat interesting, but then I realized the format was 4 teams start 13. So never mind. It was A-Chain, Devon A-Chain for Kenneth Walker and Watson.
Jeez. We've got all right. Wow, Christian Watson or BTJ in the 203. I mean, I'll take BTJ in the 203.
Yeah, I'm doing the BTJ side. There's still I know we poo-pooed on BTJ,
Yeah,
but the upside is
the plus on the
something
BTJ
insane
side.
happens. Like all BTJ has to do is like a couple good, like 3 good things, and
Yeah, that's kind of
you're going to be able to sell them for a profit.
Well, who's out there playing some Scott Fishbowl? I kind of fumbled the bag on the Scott Fishbowl. If somebody in the Scott Fishbowl community mentioned something about, I wasn't in when I had applied, and then there was like an opening for like a Michigan, but I couldn't make the live, and it's a long story. My apologies.
Look,
I'll send a donation or something, or just
I fumbled the bag as well. This
Yo,
year,
man. After your run last year, you were
after being ranked one last year.
We were doing Scott Fishbowl recaps of the Dynasty
we were.
Daddy.
Well, usually I don't really like the first year. I was like hovering around 100, like 100 or so. But I was like, wait a minute, I'm like rank 1. That's crazy. I went to look at the date for the live one, and I think I accidentally signed up for it, and then I couldn't make it. And then I emailed them, but then they were like, "Oh, like all the other ones have filled up, and yeah, we assumed your invite would be the in-person one." So I was like, "Well, whatever. Like, don't sweat it." But yeah, I know Big Diaz posted in the Discord in the live stream ask about his Scott Fishbowl, so I'm sure we'll be touching on that a little bit later.
Heck yeah! All right, we've got a. I'm pulling up some of these Cortland Sutton trades. We had. Question here. I'm trying to retool in a league in soft sim vets, 12 team, PPR Superflex. Can I get someone like Worthy, that tier of player, in a 1-for-1 swap with with Cortland Sutton?
Dude, right, you can definitely get Worthy. Worthy is people think he like. I think people would rather have Rashid Rice in jail than Worthy on a football field.
Oh my goodness, what happened here? Jordan Tyson, Cortland Sutton, straight up, 11 days ago. What's going on here, guys?
There's some crazy trades in there sometimes. I saw one that was like Genty for Christian Watson and like Kenneth Walker or something.
I think, yeah, and I think with the Worthy one, you could definitely try. I mean, there's definitely players like that have a pretty wide range of how people feel about them, and I think Worthy is, and I think he's the perfect kind of buy. Because I do think should you get some sort of, Worthy hit versus what Sutton could give you, especially on a retool selling off. But I don't know. I'm not really seeing anything. Like a lot of these are kind of like vet for vet.
I mean Sutton for Travis Etienne. That's a pretty good one.
Whew. I mean, would you like Sutton for seconds and stuff? Like if you're selling off vets for, like, I know ideally you're trying to get like a young wide receiver vet, but I think especially depending on how many starters, like if you're in 12 by 10, especially post.
Yeah, I mean, some of these trades just don't make sense to me, to be honest. Like a lot of them, I just see Sutton for Chris Godwin, Sutton for DJ Moore, Sutton for, I mean, maybe Parker Washington. There's a youth play, but like Sutton for. I like that one. Jalen Waddle in a second. Like a lot of these to me, I'm like, I like those ones.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that are just like Sutton for Kenneth Gainwell. I'm like, well, I mean, that's kind of
Sutton or Jaden Reed.
Like, okay, I got a flex player for a flex player, Yeah, it's like what is Sutton for Chris Godwin? Like it's just old for old.
Sutton or your boy, Jeremy's boy, Shribling. If you're trying to sell some vets, you're on a retool. Would you do that?
No.
I'd rather get a second.
If I'm on a retool, I'll just take a second.
Yeah, that's the thing with like retools too is, I mean, Worthy I think is a different conversation because I think the bet you're making with Worthy is a lot different than the bet you're making with Shribling. But I think people can fall into the trap of retool means young players. And like, yes, that is like one avenue you can take. But to me, picks ultimate flexibility. Guys, we made it. What was it? 54 minutes. That is actually a PR. First time we used the phrase flexibility in a Dynasty trade show live stream.
It's a flexible stream.
55 minutes. But that is, I mean, the ultimate flexibility.
Who would have thought? First 30 minutes we said like, comment, subscribe.
We're in mid-season form.
And hour in, we finally did the picks are fungible.
True. Oh man, I feel like we got Thursday Night Football coming up in 2 days. Let's go. We gotta maybe take a chance on Jalen McMillan. The thing with like, and I actually don't hate like these specific kind of call outs, but every time I think about that in the context of like a retool, I just think about why wouldn't I just not have to make the player bet? Because how much is Jalen McMillan rising versus a second if you can get that deal done? Like obviously that's the ultimate point. So to me it's just always Sutton getting disrespected. I think you could definitely get Sutton for cheap. Like on your like I'm gonna send some Sutton best ball offers out, but I feel like that format's kind of obvious. I'll just hold on to this guy. We'll see. But I don't hate Sutton. Post Waddle,
I think Sutton's fine.
Especially if you like believe in the offense. Like I think that's the thing a lot of people I think kind of lose the forest for the trees when you think about like target competition. Like if you like the offense, man, like offenses can support, 2 pass catchers that matter for fantasy for sure.
All I will say is this is a perfect bulk trade. Go in and just be like Sutton for any 27-second, send it off. That is a better deal than saying, let me go get any guy like a Jalen McMillan for a retooling team. Right? Like I do think Jalen McMillan is a solid buy if I need points. But if I'm retooling, I either need a second or I need to turn Sutton into like a Worthy or like a BTJ or someone that has some sort of interesting upside tied with a profile that's, like if Worthy comes out next year, week 8 is a wide receiver 2, people are going to very much change their perception of him value-wise. If Jalen McMillan is a wide receiver 2, people are going to be like, like that's like a Wendell Robinson, like it's a fluky thing. He's not like a dynasty asset type player.
I'll ask a simple question regarding Sutton. Where did he finish last season? And how much worse will he finish now that Waddle is wide receiver 1? So we had 12.92 points per game last season. And the thing with Sutton, you got over 1,000 yards the past 2 seasons. I just think he's kind of going to live in this, 10 to 12 points per game with obviously 10, 8, 7. He's definitely has touchdown upside. Like, to me, okay, all right. Let me formulate this real quick.
Okay, let's see you cook.
The wide receiver, there is a range of like receivers that can enter elite production upside status, and I think a lot of times people extend the thought for who that can happen to so deep that it starts to seep into these wide receiver 2 to 3s. And I don't think Sutton is ever going to give you, like, I don't think we're going to approach like the 14, 15 points per game. Like obviously in 2024, like obviously at age 30, they brought in Jalen Waddle. I just don't think Sutton is going to like lose the role is the thing. Like even though we had some games from Troy Franklin last year and, Pat Bryant showed some stuff as a rookie and Marvin Mims is still there. Like I still think this offense best functions with Sutton, Waddle, and then little Jordan Humphrey and those guys mixed in. So to me, like Sutton just is what he is. And like, if you can get these kind of touchdown upside wide receiver bets that can somewhere live in the 10 to 12 points per game range, and you can get that for way cheaper than, what's the guy people are paying? Let me do this to kind of land the plane. All right, we'll land the plane together. Wide receiver. What is someone in this range people pay up for that it's like, why not just get Courtland Sutton? Is it, how far is he down? I was just going to talk about, like DK Metcalf, man.
People still believe in like DK Metcalf. Sutton is just like, it's like that HR meme of like, I'm going to get you like 11 points per game and it's Mike Evans. And then Courtland Sutton's like, I'm going to get you 11 points per game. And you're like, ew. Like, why would you do that, Sutton? And like, you're not elite. And it's like, you're not paying an elite price. You're not going to stumble into an elite player.
Hey, let's go. I love Pal World. He will be touchdown dependent, 100%, 100%. Yeah, I mean, if you're not getting Sutton, especially if we go back to this screen, like you're not getting Sutton for the, aiming for 8 to 9 receptions per game. Like he even in his like elitist, like look at that even in his elitist season, that 14 points per game season, that was still 81 receptions to get to 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns. Like that's who Sutton is. Like Sutton is going to be a 70-ish reception guy who, you're hoping in a high-end season is closer to double-digit touchdowns. And like if I'm paying low prices for wide receiver 3, let it be a guy like that. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Is Njoku droppable? Thinking about picking up Olani for the upside. Njoku is realistically my tight end 4. I mean, I would try to get any 4th or anything before dropping, just because he has name value. Like if you look at the Njoku stuff, I mean, obviously, I guess hard to do like he lost his role to a rookie, but it was Harold Fannin. Browns didn't want to bring him back, but bring in Charlie Kolar. I definitely would be trying to get something. We got all caps no. Who are your RBs? Like I think this point of like the Holani, I'm thinking more about the droppable part. I'm not expecting much from Njoku, but I do think that there's a chance that he has some sort of role. It's going to be tough though with the money they paid Kolar and Gadsden. I think.
Yeah, I think Kolar is more of a
guys.
blocking guy anyway. Like I think he's more excited to have Kolar be, like a more of a chess piece on the offensive line.
Yeah, but it's more of like how is he going to get on the field in a way that's going to matter for fantasy. But if you're gonna have a guy that's like, I mean the money stuff is tough with Njoku, which makes you want to feel like he's droppable. But I think the name value aspect of some of these guys, like it's hard to drop when if Njoku runs 50% snap share and gives you 4 for 50 and a touchdown week 1, like you can move him for a 3rd in most leagues, which, should people pay a 3rd for that? I don't know, but it can happen. So like those guys I don't want to move that kind of have that name value or drop, but
I mean, I'm fine to send them out for a 3rd or 4th, so like a perfect bulk trade type of move here. But I would also question your format as well.
Yeah.
I think if you have a strong tight end premium, I would just ride with, let me just hold him just in case there's the outcome of he does give 5 to 7 targets a game and catches 4 passes. In a double tight end premium league, he may be a flex-worthy guy certain weeks.
Yeah.
And I don't want to drop that, especially in the new era that we've been in for the past couple of years where 2 wide receiver sets, lots of tight ends, kind of filling in that slot role. Who's to say that only Gadsden can be productive? We've seen multiple offenses have, especially modern offenses. I mean, just look at the Rams. How many tight ends in that offense are somewhat rosterable and startable? So I imagine Njoku will be involved to some extent. The question is how involved. Yeah, and I don't mind you trading him for a pick. I would certainly do that if you can. But I don't know about Holani versus the Njoku upside if there's a tight end premium.
Yeah, the Holani stuff too is like a good, like I do think anytime you get kind of like random buzz about players, like they're worth considering dropping a roster clogger receiver or whatever for them. But I do want to remind not even just you, but myself that we are in peak LMAO. Do you remember the reports from July about X player from last year? And like every coach, no coach is going to be like, yeah, that guy, like he's never getting the ball. Like we don't want to use this guy. Like we had to use him a little bit last year. The one thing with Holani is they did use him a little bit last year, like obviously post Charbonnet injury and everything. It felt like maybe a little bit more of necessity stuff, but like that's the only like plus you can give alongside these positive reports. But at the end of the day, I mean, a team that drafts Jadarian Price 32 overall and has Charbonnet returning from the injury, even post losing Walker. I'm not going to pretend like I'm a big Holani guy with Emmanuel Wilson there too.
Oh, you're a huge Helani guy.
Non-tight end premium league that doesn't really trade. Also have Chig, Otten, Schultz, Mayer. So here's the thing though, is I do definitely something to look at during camp for sure. Because I was about to say, like, I'm a big believer in McDaniel's types of like coordinators being willing to adapt, and like McDaniel's talks about it specifically where he doesn't. He is, I think he's mentioned this specifically, where he does not run plays. He like runs players. Like he is like, I am utilizing the players that I have. And I do think like the Kolar money, what we saw from Gadsden last year, and then even though it's a small amount of money for Njoku, like bringing in Njoku, I think is a little bit of a signal to, you know, potentially a shift in, you know, what we've seen from McDaniels. Yo, what is up? Shout out to Kyle. I'll do it for you, Kyle. If anybody is interested and getting in one more redraft league, DM Kyle. I think he wrote a message in the general chat. He's been asking me to spread the word. I think, is there one more person that you need for that league? Let me know, Kyle. All right, that was it. Very true. Good point. I appreciate it. Yeah. And too, like I've been getting a little, the offseason like really gets into my, I was a philosophy minor in college. I don't know if you guys can tell from the way I carry myself, but no, dude, I love thinking about like the shifts in the NFL, like the David Blau offensive coordinator stuff. Like I love teams' willingness to, it isn't like, okay, here's OC with, 20 years experience that has like this track record. It's like, no, let me get this guy who like I know understands like this system we want to implement, get Kingsbury out of there. Like I love that stuff. And I think like McDaniels, McVay, all these guys, like, okay, whatever. I was gonna go.
It's 20 years of experience versus my Madden franchise has been undefeated 5 years in a row.
Right. Versus shared a room
constantly
with
always calling an audible to forwards.
Talking about, here's the thing. At the end of the day, like the difference between rostering Helani and Njoku is probably not going to do much. But I think a lot of what we talk about on the show is like grinding those margins that we've all run into this before. Wait, what? We've all run into this before where we're in a rookie draft or something. And it's like, dang, like look at all these deals that are getting done. Like people are trading, you're able to move a second to trade up from the 203 to the 108. Like that's crazy. Like I wish I had an extra second or something. So we've all had those, and that's like a big part of Dynasty, I think, is like grinding the margins with these kind of moves where you think about the future market of your league and paint the picture of, okay, what can I do with this player in the future? Yeah, I'm geeking a little bit. I've been wanting to address.
I like it.
oh, the shirt. Wait, is this the shirt? I've been waiting for an address. Okay. I got too embarrassed to ask. Becca, you can ask me for anything. Maybe not anything. Most reasonable things that you would ask someone that you've never met in person before, you can ask me for.
Like your address.
Like my address. I don't know. Yes, maybe not. If you're gonna send me something, you can have my address. If anybody wants to send me something, well, maybe I shouldn't do that.
You're gonna have to set up a PO box.
I'll do a quick screening on what I think your intentions are, and if I think that they're nefarious, you cannot get my address. All right, there we go. Anyone here want to join a redraft league for a hobby box? We got 2 spots left. Hobby box is just a collection of things that Kyle's into. He like puts together a little box. It's like he puts like a Pokemon card in there, baseball. What are some other hobbies? All right, we'll stand up. I think
you named all the hobbies. DM me. I have his address. Thank you, Tricky Trev.
No, I'm just.
We'll go kidnap him and reverse the Bijan trade.
Yeah. Dang. Should we need to pull it back up. Let me get it ready. No, Kyle actually did. I do have a message here. I don't know if you saw this one. And I think this is interesting because I kind of want to talk about the way, would this information be helpful and in what ways? I'll just read it. We'll talk about it. Okay, I tried to find a way to do this, but I do not have the available data. I wanted to basically, so outlier adjust player games, remove their best and worst games started, then create a 95% confidence ratio that would help knowing who the stable players are, the best ones for best ball. I feel this would be useful for a player page or something. I don't know. It would be sick to see those. So what are your thoughts in general on the confidence ratio for a player? I mean, there's definitely some context stuff you would have to add almost to like every player, whether it be, you know, Jacoby Myers is on the team now and whatever and all this stuff. But generally reading this, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. It's an interesting way to do it. The hardest part with NFL is it's not like NBA or something where you have a ton of games. Like we only have a handful of games every year. And like you said, like Jacoby Myers is on a new team. Okay, all the historical data we've had from him is now less confident because we don't know what his usage rate will be on a new offense. Now it turned out it will be pretty good. But then Parker Washington, like there's so many different variables in football, it's hard. And you also just don't have a ton of data. And I tried to tinker around a little bit. I have the utilization report where I have people, maybe not the utilization. It's a spike week tracker. People make fun of the terminology, but there's the spike week percentages between high, medium, and low based on your format of like, okay, how many crazy spike weeks is this player scoring out of his games? Like Bijan has 75% high spike week. So like obviously he's just amazing, which we all know that. But then there's other players where they are spiking, but then their mid and low percentage, meaning they're good starting players, is much lower than what we would expect. So that's kind of the consistency of, okay, this guy might be putting up high numbers some weeks, but he's not consistently putting up good enough numbers to where I'm going to be eating some zeros and things like that. Those ones that you do want to filter out. And I think that's probably the approach I would take is like ultimately what you want is you want an amazing player that is also consistent, right? I mean, that's kind of what we want. Unless you're playing best ball, in which case you just only care about the crazy spike weeks. But I don't know. I mean, I think that's like one of the interesting problems. And then like you said, like the second someone's traded or someone's hurt or they fire their coach, everything just changes. We don't know what the usage will look like. The quarterback got hurt. Oh well, like maybe my Jacoby Myers bet is not going to be the same anymore because now it's the ghost of Gardner Minshew throwing to him instead of Geno Smith or something. Like it's just so hard because we don't have a large enough sample size. If it was something like the NBA, we have like 30 games or something, it'd be like, okay, we can actually filter out some of the bad games or the back-to-backs or things like that. But in the NFL, like you start filtering out data and then it's just like, oh, like you have 3 games that you're drawing conclusions off of. So that I feel like that's always the hard part is the limited sample size just based on how physical the game is makes it to where we can't easily just plug everything into an algorithm and have it tell us what to do.
Yeah. Maybe you can exclude non-confident players. Yeah, I do think the Spike Week tracker is definitely, I recommend just kind of clicking around and taking a look. And obviously, like you had mentioned, I mean, the sample size and even some of these players, like the max that we can be looking at sample-wise, right, for a lot of these guys is 16 games, right? And so you're looking at some of the Spike Week tracker looking at 10 games of a Christian Watson season or 8 games from Tucker Kraft, 8 games from rookie Cam Scatterbo, right? Like a lot of this stuff is tough to really formulate outside of just understanding the context of what the season looked like for these players.
I will say if you go to the filter data set option and select multiple years, it will update. So if you do want to see like what is Josh Allen's spike weeks over the past X number of years, you could see that. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, like how valuable is I'm trying to think of a random player. Like how valuable is like rookie year Trey McBride numbers compared to like what you're doing now?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know if you just watched me click like 7 buttons that weren't filtering the data set.
I was curious what was going on. My stream is like a little bit behind because I have like it also pulled up. And sometimes I forget to unmute it, and I have multiple Wills and Jeremy's talking. But I assume something was going on because you just
Yes.
were
No, you can
looking a
always be
little shook.
confident that something is going on at all times. There's definitely something going on.
Something is going on.
I also love that. I mean, this is like I have the league data pulled in for this league I'm in, and I love this team. This is one of my favorite teams. Lamar, Goff, Tyler Shuck. I've been trying to move some of these quarterbacks. I even got Geno, Jacoby, Mac Jones, Flacco, Kenneth Walker, Chase Brown. All right, don't worry about the rest of the running back room because I got Chase, Puka, Zay Flowers. All right, actually, all right, this team is sick, but it's not as amazing as I remembered it being. Just a good team, just a great team. All right, let us know in the chat if you guys want more Will team reviews.
The classic Will.
I think it's the human.
Reviews,
this is the human part of Dynasty, right? This is why I'm on the live streams because this is I get.
Welcome to the segment of the show where Will reads off one of his Dynasty teams.
Thank you for going into this. I'm working on a paper. Ooh, predictive analytics with confidence use sometimes stream data. Yeah. I think I think that is one aspect I definitely would recommend if it is going to be NFL related. Like if you are if that's a part of what inspired the question, like Jeremy had talked about, like being able to extend, filtering the data set for multiple years, and then also like a massive section, almost as large as your actual findings, being how do you discuss and look at all the different variables that would impact that individually. Review my team and tell me how good I am, and don't look at Bravo Daddy. Wait, what's your what league do you want me to look at? Because all the leagues we're in, Trev, I feel like my team is sick and your team is doing its best.
I mean, Tricky Trev is last in Bravo Daddy, so.
Wait, was that is Bravo Daddy? It's the Bijan trade that sent him down to 0. It destroyed his whole roster. It was a rebuilding kind of move. All right, we got
buying Malik Neighbors is worked out real well.
Hey, come on, man, come on. Should I show my worst team? No, I've done the worst team breakdown. I've been real with you guys. We do. I
think Alpha Daddy might be my worst team.
All right, we'll check it out. Just because I won the championship last year, we can.
No, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that.
How bad is it? Hey, we're trusting the process. I think, but you got two.
You don't need to. Well,
nah, you got
it looks
two
better
firsts.
after the draft. I got Jordan Tyson.
Yeah, there's a. The Braylon Allen RB1 is a jump scare, but like you are.
Hey, Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah.
Tank Bigsby.
You're doing the thing. Yeah, you got two. Yeah. See, Drake May, J. Daniel. Like this could easily turn into like we get sent this team, Jeremy, and we're like, hey, you've got pieces to this puzzle.
You just wait till Joe Mixon comes back.
Yeah, you just took. Yeah, oh my gosh, dang the 0.
Jonnu Smith. This is his year.
Man, I burnt so many startup picks on Joe Mixon last year just because he was going so late, and I was like, dude, what?
I know. I was like, he has to come back, like put up 4 weeks.
The thing is that I was like almost right. Like I was like Woody Marks. The role Woody Marks should play for an NFL team is not like the early down grinder. And they were letting, shout out to rest in peace Nick Chubb. They were handing that to Nick Chubb for a big portion of the season. Dabadoobie here. Any time frame for the new Daddy Leagues? Yes. Shout out to Cooper. So I had mentioned, and I'll bring it back. I need to do multiple mentions of these in the stream. I know people watch at different times. The signups close. So like end of day tomorrow. So definitely we will make a @all post. This is the last day to sign up for a Daddy League tomorrow. I wasn't going to do it tonight at like midnight. Thought that was kind of a little rude. So we will make a post tomorrow. Fill those out. We will probably have them draft at different times. I think we have Cooper DM'd me. I don't know why I'm leaking this conversation specifically, but I don't think he can draft until one of the guys. I don't know. All right, someone
DM'd me.
Yeah, someone DM'd me and they can't draft So if you know where Coop Cooper lives, don't go to his house.
Well, you know his.
He
you know
won't
his
be
address,
home.
right?
If you know his address, he won't be home. Okay. My bad. He, I don't think can draft until like after the first week of August. So we'll probably have like who wants to draft immediately or would rather draft whatever. I don't know, whatever. I have no idea. We will probably have 2 to 3 leagues that are drafting at different times is what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to say, okay, here's the actual
I think you
answer.
nailed that.
Full cam will for the actual answer. What's up, guys? The time frame for the new Daddy leagues, if anyone's asking, signups close end of day tomorrow. So Thursday you won't be able to sign up. Okay, why'd you click on that one? Wednesday, tomorrow is the last day to sign up for the Daddy leagues. We will then set up Discord groups to go through figuring out the format, what leagues people are going to be in, and setting up the startup plan for those. And what? Okay, what? I gotta bring you guys in. I saw this on Twitter or X, whatever. Is there? Can you like do league dues in Sleeper now? Is that a thing?
Is that?
I swear I saw something that was like Sleeper commish or something. Can I get some confirmation from somebody? Jeremy,
I know there's like a league dues tracker.
I know that, but I thought I saw a post today that was like Sleeper is now adding like payment, which I didn't think they would ever do. But I saw one tweet about it, so it has to be true, right?
Okay, let's see. Sleeper Twitter.
You're my hey Jamie, can you look that up for me? I don't watch Joe Rogan.
Let's see. I just see
it's true.
a bunch of Sleeper memes in.
All right,
TikTok,
you know what?
I don't think anything's been announced.
Whoa. AI overview. You can view and manage your league payments directly in Sleeper app. Commissioners use the league dues tracker. Okay. AI overview. What the hell is that? Sometimes the AI overview hits. Sometimes it shits. Sorry. It was just too good to not. Guess I don't have Twitter on my computer. This is bad podcasting. I do have Twitter on my computer.
Coming for all my trivia games. That's all I see. They have a bunch of trivia games now.
That's stuff. How are you feeling about Scat these days, man? The Scat, you guys all see the Scat backflip? I love him having to.
That scares me.
I love him having to address a post-injury offseason backflip. And I think he said he's not going to change who he is, and that he's not going to get hurt.
You have a solid like 3 years of Scat, and we're already down 1. So just enjoy it. You know that's really what it is.
All right. Okay. I found the tweet. I don't know if I pull up a tweet that I can't verify. This should be a next week topic. Yes. Is there no positive outcome to me, like just going through my phone and trying to see if I can? Does anyone have any intel? Please.
Well, while you do that,
yes, thanks, Jeremy.
Sean mentioned fun fact about the Green Bay Packers wide receivers. Watson, Tucker, Golden, and Reed never played a snap together in 2025.
Yeah,
find that hard to believe. That's a funny stat. We got Chunky Polar Bear in a 1QB league. Is Olave really only worth Ward and Tracy? And I would say no. Olave is definitely worth more. Cam Ward is not worth much in a 1-quarterback league. And Tyrone Tracy, I assume, is certainly not that. So I would not, if you're trying to sell Olave and that's the best thing you got, then I would just hold on to Olave.
Yeah, that's insane. That 1QB, that's ridiculous. Like a single quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't even really, and I'm a Cam Ward believer, but like I don't know if I'm excited about having either of those players on my roster in a single quarterback versus wide receiver 8 last season. Not saying that that's the expectation for Olave, but what QB RB range? Like, I mean, it would have to be a productive running back for me, and I don't think Tracy falls into that. All right, I'm doing one last.
Tracy is kind of a mixed bag.
All right, I'm gonna give you one full cam read, and then I promise I'll return to the stream. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Tricky Trev. Should I trade Tank Dell the second he has a good game? I probably would. I just don't. He's just too small. And if you've been holding that bag for this long, I mean, just to get anything for him, you probably feel good. But I mean, I don't know. I saw him run a couple. He ran that one route, did that one practice routine, looked really good. So maybe he's the missing piece of the Texans. Let's see. We had some talks about Sutton. I'm trying to see if I missed anything. Njoku, undroppable. We have the hobby box. I know Kyle mentioned, Jeremy, do you want to join the hobby box league? I will probably say no, just depending on how many new Dynasty Daddy leagues we are loading up, because I am not doing the best job managing my Dynasty Daddy leagues as is. And if I'm adding like 3 or 4 more to those, that's more league dues. I need to figure out how to at least turn one into a winning team.
Oh my goodness. You heard it here first. I stole the full cam. Check out. If you go to the Sleeper app, this is Will's dirty phone. One day ago, and I don't see it. I don't think it's live. I think they pushed this notification and update on the App Store without actually pushing the update live. All right. New season. Okay, can you read this? New season, new tools. Introducing Sleeper Safe. Collect league dues and pay out winners all in the Sleeper app. We've also polished and draft and commissioner tools and squash the bugs. Good luck this season. And this is Sleeper Sports.
Oh, dang, they changed it to Sleeper Sports.
So I don't shoot the messenger. I think the tweet was accurate. I just think that it isn't actually live. So that doesn't getting anything to you guys other than be on the lookout. We are going to hold off. I would love, oh my goodness, can you imagine not having to have a third party for payment stuff and getting to do it all in Sleeper?
I am excited, but I'm also
that's fair.
Cautious.
I know.
I'm like, what is that? What is the processing fee? Like, I'm waiting for the thing where it's like, nope, let's still do it through Venmo because I just don't want to deal with.
You get it in bonus funds and you have to play through the picks.
Yeah. That would be that's like if EA Sports ran Sleeper. Be like, you can get your money, but now you have to win.
We'll give you a free pick.
Parlay.
One of them will give you a free pick.
Congrats on paying $50 into your league. In order to withdraw, you have to bet a certain amount.
Check out our Sleeper prediction market and oh my goodness.
I am curious. I've always wondered, like, Sleeper doesn't run ads. And they obviously have the pick'em stuff and the things now, and they're probably going to add their own prediction market or whatever.
Yeah.
But before, when it was just fantasy, I was curious, like, how do they make money off of it?
Yeah,
like, they don't run ads, and like
their
whole audience, like
the cookies for those mascots that people can have.
Yeah, they had the mascots back then. Things were simpler, man. Like I love the old Sleeper app. The new one just doesn't hit the same, you know. If when I had the mascots, I didn't even like the mascots a ton, but just like it felt like a fantasy app back then. Maybe I'm just back in my day.
All right, let's I see 2 live stream asks. Let's hit up Big Diaz's, the Scott Fish Bowl, which I do you know the format? When I didn't
I don't, but we can plug in the. Well, actually, that's the draft. So
yeah, let me look up
can pull that up.
I just kind of want to see the format, the scoring in general. All touchdowns are 6, 0.5 PPR, 0.5 per first down. Wait, there's got to be a
scoring.
I found the 2025.
Ooh, I have a graphic.
Oh, this is a cool graphic too.
Oh, you got it?
I do have it.
Okay.
Let me throw it. I'm gonna throw it on the screen and we'll take a look at it before we pull up I don't trust my ability to pull up a full draft board and this graphic.
So 0.5 per reception. So half PPR, 0.5 per first down, 0.1 per yard rushing or receiving, 0.04 per yard passing, 2 points for 2-point conversion, 6-point passing touchdowns, full point. Tight ends are crazy.
Yeah.
Plus a whole point for extra reception, plus extra point per first down. So tight ends are just all you want this. You want every single flex spot you have to just be a tight end. It's double the reception. It's 2x tight end PPR.
And it's just starters, right? There is no... So it's... You can have... Wait, 0 to 2? Sorry, fix what I just said. It is not...
10 starters, 10 bench. I think everyone's a flex, right? 0 through 2, so it's 2 super flex and 8 flex.
All right, you ready for the big DS squad?
Let's see
it. There is a team that hammer tight end. Loveland, Kraft, Ferg, Pitts, Andrews, all back-to-back Pitts here. I love that it says auto too. After that, they probably just start every single tight end. All right, so big DS here in the 9 slots. Let's see if I can get a better. We'll give you the old overlay. Actually, no, it's fine. It's fine. All right, big DS here in the 9 slot. JSN, CD, Olave Wilson, then took Fannin. So we do have one potential stud tight end. Still got, Stroud, Willis, Mendoza. Filled out 3 QBs. Are you seeing the tight ends that went off the board? Is any part of you, because it's kind of tough, because I at first glance it's like, man, I wish I would have hit some of these tight ends, but it would have had to have been it's like Mark Andrews and this range versus Mike Evans. Or
I think Fannin in the 5th is a good pick.
Yeah,
I like that.
I do think this draft needed one of these tight ends. The Pitts, Fannin, Laporta in this 5th round. I like that.
And Stowers in the 14th, I think, is an incredible value, because if he is an integral part in that offense right away, sick. That's a huge advantage. Yeah. I know there's big play bonuses as well, but it's 100 plus rushing, receiving. That basically is the same thing with tight ends. I think I think with these later picks, I would just try to hammer like the Jolies, just go after random dart throws. They're probably going to get cut anyway, but if you hit on one of those cheap guys and they can be a flex starter, that's what I would probably be doing. What I think is really interesting. The no RB is wild. I mean, this is such a crazy format, but taking a peek at if we take a look at the format here, these video game bonuses, there is a 10 plus point for 20-yard receiving plays. And then there is no rushing, even in that. Mm-hmm. And even if there was, a 20-yard receiving play is a lot more likely than a 20-yard rushing play. So I actually don't hate hammering receiver and just really playing for that 10-yard bonus. He went JSN, Lamb, Olave, Wilson, Mike Evans, Parker Washington, Quentin Johnston. That is a lot of potential 10-plus point, 20-yard receiving plays, which I think is the easiest bonus to hit, and they're all 10 points. Yeah. No, I think... I like that. I think that's the way I would build it. It's literally hammer wide receiver, hammer tight end. Don't care about anything else. So let me all right, we're doing it live. Jeremy, say one more thing about the Scott Bullfish scoring format for me while I do something for the people. Yeah, I think the interesting part, and obviously I'm not the ones making the rules here, but I know they like to make it crazy. The double tight end premium, but also everyone being a flex as well. I know last year, every position was a flex, and I think that was something. But it's interesting that they did that again. I hope next year they get a little bit more creative with that. I feel like when everything's a flex, I guess it gives it gives you more flexibility to do interesting builds, but I also feel like if you tinker with that a little bit, it could be a little bit more interesting than just like, just start whatever.
Yeah, man. I really like the approach and just totally fading running backs. I think I would do the same thing, kind of looking through the scoring. Like, I think I would probably even lean into that even if there was some sort of smaller rushing yard play bonus, just because it is, especially.
I mean, what about like Travion Henderson? Is that someone that you'd be like, ooh, like big plays?
Yeah, but you're just looking at 40, right? Like 40 is like, obviously.
I feel like he gets passing. He definitely can take a screen 20 yards.
100%. But we're talking about like the likelihood to me is the big thing. So like, obviously when you're looking at the top end, like the, Gibbs, Bijan, JT, but like taking
even like JT, like his receiving production isn't great.
Yeah. So I probably would. I would probably get a little too horny for tight ends. Sorry. We're getting late in the night. I would probably yeah, I would probably go more aggressive for tight ends, but I don't necessarily think I would have like going back to the draft board here after taking a look at this. Like, I don't necessarily think, because I mean, and you got Garrett Wilson here, who I like, especially for, those potential 20-yard bonuses still. And then I like taking Fannin and like securing, one potential elite smash tight end in this kind of format. I would have taken like a Laporta or a Kittle maybe here at this Mike Evans pick, but like, dude, I'm not going to talk bad about San Francisco one season Mike Evans, big play potential. I like it. Any notes? Or would you be taking more tight end stabs late here? Or do you still like hammering receiver because of the bonuses?
I take more tight end because I think the bonus is nice, but like how many you have to start these guys. And I think the floor of a tight end that can be consistently flexible versus what is a late round wide receiver that I feel like I can start is probably much more limiting. And on top of that, I already have a million wide receivers. So it's like, okay, I already feel good about wide receivers that could get that big play, those big plays in. Mm-hmm. Might as well try to shoot for the next Gadsden or something and ride that wave.
Yeah. And Jake, here's the thing. Like, when I was talking about the picks that Diaz made, to me, it was 100% looking at like the kind of this like fourth round and beyond at wide receivers versus like going after running backs. Because I think when you talked about Gibbs, Genty, Saquon, like those are all backs that are very involved in the receiving game. Like, dude, Gibbs is giving you a 20-yard reception every reception this season.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, come on.
Well, I was
fell off my platform.
Snooping.
Oh,
I was doing a little snooping because I was curious about the sleeper safe feature that you showed up live.
Okay.
So I went to the app store and clicked the version history, and every single update in the version history has the exact same description, except for that one. Like, that one is brand new, but all the other ones is like this like generic.
Oh, okay.
Like,
sorry,
it's like
I was scared.
The YouTube set default description to whatever. It's just pick winners, players, spreads, totals, and more. Call your shot.
We got breaking. We're the breaking news live stream.
Breaking news.
Where else do you guys go for your breaking news that Will saw on a tweet?
Well, it was a day ago. But
streams are once a week. Streams are once a week. All right, we cover all the breaking news from the previous week. Okay, what are we gonna do?
We got you covered. We got you covered.
All right, would you take Olave or Hampton?
In this format, I'd probably take Olave.
Yeah, it's just when everything is equal. Other formats,
I'd probably take Hampton.
Like, if we go back here, all things equal, right? So the big thing for me, we're working backwards. If we're talking running back versus wide receiver, we're working backwards from this 20-yard receiving play bonus. That is the big kicker for me. So now that we have to work backwards from that, I guess the rushing receiving, you definitely would probably give a nod to most elite running backs versus elite wide receivers because you get both of those combined. I can get that. But if you
also get rushing first downs, right? First downs, running backs do get a little bit of a bump
For
with
sure.
the extra first downs, but it's not significant enough for sure.
Right. It's the 0.5.
10 points.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely matters if you're like for the equation for sure. But I just don't like, maybe you give the nod for touchdowns for sure. And you're getting, it's 6 for everybody. But man, I think if you really took a look at like the fantasy points per game, considering these bonuses and the war, I think it would heavily lean into wide receivers versus running backs. I want to say across the board, but I do think there might be like the elite guys who are hitting these bonuses, like the Gibbs and the Bijans and the
I mean
JTs
I
for sure.
would say still take those guys, but yeah, I think other than that,
checked Trader for Scott Fishbowl rankings. I don't know, decided to follow those running backs and value kept following me. And those guys are elite. Like I was talking about. Like I think me trashing the like running back versus wide receiver thing for like how I would approach the draft is 100% all things equal, Lad McConkey versus Scatabo. Give me the wide receiver. Like when you're making those kind of 1-for-1 comparisons, I think the elite running backs, I think it's for sure you're like getting elite production, you're getting the first downs, and you're getting the long receiving upside. The rushing hour hit more than advertised, 100%. Yeah, I think when you think about the context of an NFL game, like how many receptions are even the elite receivers getting, right? Like you're pushing what, like 9, 10 max? And for those to be first downs versus a running back who can get, 18-ish carries and, 3-4 receptions, and how many of those can be first downs when it's, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 carries, like 100%, that can look like a 7-point swing for running back favors.
Yeah, it's just that the plus 10 is just hard to overcome.
It is, dude.
PPR.
I keep looking at it, dude.
0.5. Yeah, like plus 10, you hit 1 or 2 of those, and you're like, like 2 big Mac Hollins catches. He's like wide receiver 6 on the week.
It's fascinating.
I'd be getting all the Patriots players, man. I'd be selling my soul for AJ Brown,
dude.
That Drake made deep ball.
I have been. All right, you heard it here first. Will's in on AJ Brown this year. Everyone's moving him up super high, but I really am I am starting to really consider sending out some aggressive offers for AJ Brown. Just thinking back of dude, even going back to AJ Brown with the Titans all the way through his Jalen Hurts seasons with the Eagles, dude, the potential Drake Mayification of AJ Brown right now.
It'll be interesting to see. I'm just interested to see the Vrabel reunion. But it's been an interesting offseason up there, up in the north.
It has been. Hopefully, Vrabel does not forget his wedding anniversary. Thanks, Phil. To bring things full circle there.
That was a good call. That was a good call.
Yeah, I got it a little bit. There we go. All right. If we got a real dynasty question here, what is up, America Mike? Judkins, Sampson, and a 27th third, or Ekbuka and Brooks. I'm gonna let you handle this one. I'm gonna pull up the next live stream ask we have.
Sounds good. I want to make sure I am not missing a format. Nope. Okay. Without the format, now, obviously, if you have format, like how many starters there are, how many teams, PPR, etc., I can give a little bit more information. In a deal like this, I like the Ekbuka upside. I still don't really care a ton about Brooks. I think Brooks, Sampson, and a third probably all cancel out. So it comes down to do I want Judkins or Ekbuka? I don't know. I mean, running backs are important. Judkins showed some promise, but I am a big believer in Ekbuka. I think what we saw in the beginning of the year was not a fluke. I just think he got banged up. Baker got banged up. Godwin and Mike Evans both came back at various times. So to me, it would come down to, do I need a running back on my team? Then sure, let me get Judkins. He's a solid running back that should be someone I can lean on. He might not be. I mean, I think a perfect example is poor man's Nick Chubb, where in fantasy, if you had Nick Chubb, you're like, okay, cool. I have a solid running back. but it didn't feel like you had one of the true elite game-wrecking running backs. And I think that's kind of what Judkin's ceiling is. He doesn't have that big pass-catching upside. He's in a bad offensive situation as well. So, yeah, we kind of know what's going to happen there. They're probably going to stack the box and stuff against Judkins because that's probably the only weapon they can really rely on. And that offensive line is kind of a work in progress. So, to me, it's like, what do I need on my team? Because it's really a Judkins for Ibuka swap. Maybe Brooks is a little bit more exciting upside-wise than Sampson. Probably lean the Ibuka side.
All right, and this is 100%. I love the investigative work. This is definitely the will guess and beliefs versus reality. To go back real quick, Olave had only 10x 20+ yard receptions last year, which is 100 points plus. I would be curious, like, so. All right, Sean, are you my investigator? You don't have to be, Sean. If you got bigger things going, you just want to throw
the fantasy points data suite or something. Like...
If you got the data suite up, Hampton's gonna. Okay.
How many first down rushing first downs did Hampton get?
Well, I was gonna say what running back is, and what do we want to point to? Because I was gonna say, I mean, Hampton's tough. Obviously, injury. Walker is a little bit different because he's a KC. Saquon, like, is Saquon the best like comparison guy as far as like ADP you would give versus Olave?
Who?
First down rushes. See, here's where it starts getting tough though, because we're doing the man. Okay, Will's not. I'm a math guy when I have Excel open, and I can have that do the math part for me. But once we start doing the first down rushes, we also have to do first down receptions, because obviously, like, even though we're giving the nod to the running back, you have to do it that way. But then, yeah. So I would be, man. I mean, obviously, the easiest way to go about this.
I don't have the data suite, but I'm out here AIing it up, so take it with a grain of salt. Marion Hampton had 31 rushing first downs last year. And his longest rush was 54 yards. So it won't tell me how many 40+ yard rushing attempts, but 0.5 times 31 versus, what was it, 10x?
All right, do not come to the Dynasty Daddy trade show for your Scott Fishbowl scoring breakdown. Actually, no, do come. Maybe do come. If you guys give me like 3 days, I can give you a great breakdown of this. But I'm also trying to quit my job, so all right, let's so I'm a little bit too busy there. No, let's
you just right when the light turns on, you turn on the face light back.
I'm real, man. I'm just
plug in the OBS and you just
see. I don't go to therapy. I'm very pro therapy, but I don't go. I got to get it out somewhere.
Therapy when you got the Dynasty Daddy live stream.
Yeah, are you guys doing okay? You call your friends. Tell your friend you love them, and that they should quit their job if they're unhappy. All right. This is a team. Wait, I didn't update the thing. All right, we've got a team here, Mr. Sports. Shout out to Mr. Sports. I'm basically stumped. So this is post startup draft, rebuilding team. Doesn't feel like he drafted well. And I've been going back and forth on potential trades. I'd really appreciate any advice on moves or trades you think I should make. Single quarterback, shallow format. This looks like a 12/7. Full PPR, 4-point passing touchdown. You got Mahomes, Purdy, Quinshawn, Price, Monungai, and Sharps. Keaton Mitchell is still taxi squad eligible? Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. That just kind of...
I saw one that was, I did a roster review today, and it was Spencer Rattler. Still on a taxi squad. I was like, how many years? It's like the first 8 years of their career. Once the rookie contract's up.
I think it does go to, like, you can change the settings to make it for. Man, oh gosh, I keep thinking about this sleeper save. Please. Oh my goodness. I was about to like coordinate. I'm thinking about coordinating the Dynasty Daddy startups, and there's like one guy who's in another country who's like, I can't use League Safe, and I was like, oh gosh, I'm gonna like are gonna have to use like another. Okay, sorry. We got JSN, T Mac, Roma Dunze, Marv. All right, are you quick glancing at this team? Single quarterback, super shallow. Are you rebuilding and tearing down some of these pieces? And if so, how are you going about it? Is it a Rome? Do we have a tight end premium here?
Okay, I'm gonna completely zag against my site.
Okay, big play bonuses and big passing yard bonuses. So it's passing, rushing, and reception. Big play bonus, 40 yards. Just so you know.
I think this team is like one running back away from being able to contend.
That's a Will comment. Wait a second.
Because here, let me paint you a story.
I'm listening.
What's it? Seven. I don't know if it fits on the camera.
Yeah.
7 players. One's a quarterback, so it doesn't matter. One is a tight end, so it doesn't matter. So it's 5 players.
Yeah.
All you need is 5 players. Let's look at your 5 players that matter, right? Running back, wide receiver. JSN. Okay, cool. Like, you're good.
W.
Pet. Really good last year.
I'm cool with it.
Maybe takes a step forward, please.
Yeah,
Me and Dynasty Jake. I think Tet's going to have his big breakout. I think week 4 against the Lions, Sunday night, maybe. 3 tutties.
I'm so down to do a live stream for that. By the way, do you want to like soft agree to it right now? Watch the game.
I think that would be a fun one. That would be
I'm down. Mark your calendars, guys. I don't know how you consume your primetime football, but you're
gonna be like me, just like
I'll have the like overlay of like
silent.
the ESPN thing, and I'll just.
Will's gonna be like, I have all the angles on my.
I'll wear my I'll wear my Gibbs jersey. I'm gonna go full cam. I'm gonna be holding the football. Oh, I got it over
here. I'll paint my chest. I'll have to get my signed Bryce Young football out.
Wait, who is this? I'm gonna do like the classic. Wait, what's like the?
Yeah, like the clap the football and scream.
Okay, sorry. So it's too late in the stream for me.
Like to hold the football like this.
Just like all the slow mo. I control the OBS, guys. There's nothing you can do about it.
That stream is going to be insane.
All right, sorry, we're back.
Poor
Mr. Sports.
Anyway,
he's like, guys, please.
Then you have 3 positions to fill outside of Tet, which is somewhat promising. JSN, who's obviously amazing.
Would you sell Price?
It's a Rome, QJ, and whatever your next guy is. Marvin Harrison Jr., Jadarian Price. And I think that is what I would be looking for. Is like, can I take a Rome, a Marv, a Judkins, a Price, and get some sort of juicy tier up? Because if I can get a good tier up somewhere from a team that is thinking they suck, that's awesome. The only thing that matters in this league is tearing up at running back and wide receiver. That's the only thing I would ever do.
Would you go after? So this team right here, and shout out to Sean. We are on the same wavelength here. Oh man, dang! I had set the shout out to Sean, and then I hit him behind the Mr. Sports here. Pull up a team that is heavy at running back and wide receiver, needy. Would you? Boom! We'll put you up here, my guy. Would you? Sorry, guys. I'm doing the clicking. Would you go after like a Jacobs on this team that has Olave, Waddle, Parker Washington? They have Jeremiah Love, Scat, Jacobs, Corum. They might not be super willing, but I don't know if any of these other teams would be willing to move. Like maybe you could go after Chase Brown. They have Michael Wilson, wide receiver 3. That I would be down. This is probably where I would start.
I would start with Kentucky 88. Because I saw a video today.
Oh, rebuilding with Derrick Henry.
Running in sand. At the age 32, looking like a freak. And Derrick Henry on a rebuilding team. A Roma Dunze, a Marvin Harrison Jr., hell, a Chris Bell. I mean, you could sell him on anything. Like, youth is going to be a huge selling point. Kyle Munungai in the second.
Oh,
Give me
dude,
Derrick
what
Henry.
if?
And all of a sudden, you have Judkins, Henry, Jadarian Price, Rome as your flex, Tet, JSN. This is a solid team.
Would you? Oh, okay. Would you send? Okay, hear me out. What wide receiver would you try to cash out on? Marv or Rome? Who would you rather cash out on? Who do you think you give more for right now?
Probably Rome.
Okay, would you try to do Rome and something? All right, never mind. I think it was getting a little too wet and wild. Yeah, I don't hate just going after Derrick Henry. I mean,
Loverboy Cell has J.K. Dobbins. Maybe looking to rebuild. That could be just like J.K. Dobbins for a third. Let me take a bet.
Yeah, the tough thing is like I'm trying to put myself in the mind frame of start 7, and Lord have mercy, if I'm bringing a J.K. Dobbins to a knife fight, I'm getting stabbed heavily.
I mean, you say that, but like J.K. Dobbins when he played,
I know.
Let me tell you how he started his year. 14
know,
points, 15 points, 17 points, 11 points, 15 points, 4 points, 9 points, 14 points. He averaged 11.6 points per game, and that's like a third.
Yes.
Like I'm sorry, that's
fair.
That's better than Marv.
Fair.
That's better than BTJ.
Send your Marv for J.K. Dobbins. Get it done.
That's not what I'm saying.
Get your running back room filled out. No, I like this. I mean, see if you can get Henry cheap. I mean, especially these kind of teams where it's like, dude, like, yes, Josh Allen, but it's like, dude, Derrick Henry, then RJ Harvey, Jordan Mason, like Buka, AJ Brown, QJ. I mean, I don't know. Would you, I mean, how nasty would you go? Would you go Jordan Mason nasty? Like, how nasty are you trying to have your RB3 be for cheap?
No, I'm not going Jordan Mason, but I'm going with guys that we've seen produce.
Second for Henry.
And
see if you
more
can
open.
Happen.
I'm more open to doing it at running back because I can get random value at running back. Like Kamani Vidal had a couple good weeks of being a viable starter in a 12-team start 7.
Yeah.
And how cheap is he? Like I literally did the whole Kamani Vidal rant in the roster review that I did today. Kamani Vidal was on waivers. And I'm like, bro, like the first thing you do is you got to pick him up. You got to pick up those guys that have done it before in those backup roles and super cheap. Because in these shallow leagues, everyone wants the stud. Because that's the thing that wins you the league. But if you can get like 3 good weeks out of DeAndre Swift or something, or Jalen Warren, or people had Kenny Gainwell last year. Like that's how you win these leagues or outperform.
All right. Yeah.
The metrics, because the tier ups are going to cost you everything, and you do need to do those. But if you can get a couple free weeks out of like a Kenneth Gainwell, that's worth it.
Yeah. All right. Shout out. Overall, I shouldn't feel bad about this draft. I agree. I think especially in a start 7, like, all right. Now, would you? I've got you some Marv straight up for running back trades. Would you do any of these to fill up this team? Would you do Marv for Saquon straight up?
Yes.
Marv for Kyron? I feel like yes. you could for sure buy Kyron right now. I think he is definitely in the streets. I'm seeing a lot of, and I'm not even saying that Kyron is like an awesome buy right now, but as far as like good offense, and I'm like confident enough in like a decent role, even in a start 7, I think people are willing to sell Marv. I see or sell Kyron. I see a lot of sell Kyron Williams before Corum is a 50-50 split guy. And I'm just not too worried about the worst case scenario with Kyron at his current price. All right, I'm gonna give you one more. Okay, Marv for Chase Brown, I would do in a heartbeat.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to see one more potential. Could probably. All right, I'll do one more page. I'll hit him with the control. All right, Marv for Josh Jacobs. That's probably the sketchiest one. Would you do that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think if you could get
I'd
a plus,
more tempted to be
that
like
makes sense in the format.
Marv and Rome. Can I go up, or can I do Price and Rome and go get like someone more interesting?
Yeah, James Cook or smash
like,
running back or something.
And it's not that I don't like Jacobs on the field. It's more just the off the field stuff, his age, like just things are just piling up where I'm like, I don't know if I can trust him.
Right. And say what you will about Marv and Rome. Like, people can hate on them all they want, but in the streets, they carry enough value to not just have to cash out for, pushing 30 running back with big question marks. So that was
it's not Antonio Williams.
All right. Man, Antonio Williams, the tough thing is how, and I'm not backtracking immediately, but
oh, here it is. I actually have 0 shares.
No, it is just very. It is going to be very interesting.
I got 0 shares of Antonio Williams.
The week 1 where he runs like 30% of the routes, and it's like, wow, awesome, Will. And it's like, guys, 3rd round receiver, I'm getting trashed for like my favorite 3rd round NFL draft wide receiver. It's okay. I'll never back down. Never give up.
Hey, it's
never surrender.
As long as we don't have I got 0 shares of Antonio Williams,
the Travis Hunter guys. I'm
Travis
out.
Hunter. That was a tough one.
The one thing that you can say, I was scared and got out too quick. That's fair, but they were really good prices, I will say. So I will always hold that I ended up getting really good prices for my Travis Hunter deals that I got out on. All right, I have one more live stream ask I'm gonna pull up, and then I'm gonna go potty and do one last league plug. Thoughts? Is that a good game plan?
Sounds good to me.
Do I have daddy approval? And it's Hempen Hillbilly. Shout out to Hempen Hillbilly. There's some names.
Hempen.
Sean 100%. Droidy Boy Jakes.
While you pull that up, we do have a message from Daniel. Are you sending BTJ in KC for T-Law? I assume it would be Superflex.
Yeah. How deep would you not do that? How many starters are you not doing that? Because you get, and I do like KC.
I mean, if I'm desperate for a quarterback, it needs to be probably 11 before I'm like, okay, let me just get bodies that are going to probably be interesting.
Yeah.
That being said, like, I'm not super interested in buying Trevor Lawrence at his peak.
Yeah. That's
I don't know. I'm just not the most excited about paying.
But are those? I mean, I guess that's like
T-Law.
Close to peak prices. I think people like KC enough that's
I mean,
close
since
to
he was
peak
like
prices.
a rookie. Yeah.
The only. Oh, okay, that's fine. Ooh, Rome plus Mahomes is interesting. The only thing with that though is we've done this song and dance enough in these single quarterback leagues. I don't play in any, but brother, if you're trying to get value for a quarterback in a single quarterback league with me, I'm not even in that league, but I'm shutting that down immediately and countering with me sending you my quarterback to up tier my players.
Yeah, I mean, if you can do that, yeah, do it. That being said, I don't know if you're getting much value for.
I mean, Purdy Mahomes are at least in the ballpark of like carry some value. They're definitely not in like the how people think about Josh Allen and Lamar and Jane Daniels and whatnot. But all right, here's the issue. Will, you know what's going on? There we go. Good job, Will. All right. Gotta give myself some positive reinforcement there. Hempen.
I will say Hempen Hillbilly. His team is looking pretty nice.
I know. I love this. Is like a great. I do love seeing these when like I gotta pee a little bit, hitting the 2 hour mark. I'm getting ready to kind of like close up shop. Closing time is playing. And I love seeing a sick team with a Peter Griffin profile picture. Let's go or something. Hi guys. I'd like you to see the last trades I made in my Degenerates League. I know that the picks shouldn't have been necessary in the JT deal, but the last 3 deals with his owner have went heavily my way, and I could justify giving some back. Interesting sentiment, but I'll save my thoughts until we get to see it. I love giving my 27 first for Kraft to fill out what could be a dominant roster this year. So let's take a look at the format real quick before we get into the trades. It is a 12 by 10, 0.75 10 premium, and 6-point passing touchdown. So quick glance at the team: Josh Allen, T-Law, Jacoby, Bijan, Gentry, JT, Saquon, nasty running back room. Holy. Pickens, Rice, Watson, Travis Hunter, Pittman, Tucker, Kraft. Okay, so I mean, there's teams like these where like your team is so sick all the way around that in a heavier tight end premium you want to make a bet at the tight end spot on like an elite producer. I get that. Let's take a look at these trades. I want to see the. Let's see. There's. All right. So when I search by team, I think it's the actual. Yeah, it's the actual name. Okay. LR Gates here. All right. So the JT trade. Got JT. Ooh. Travis Etienne, Tootin, Quint Allen, and a 28 first for JT and a 27 second. How do you feel about that one? That's you're paying the price. You are paying the piper for the JT.
That one is probably one I certainly think is an overpay. Now, is it terrible because you have a lot of assets on your team and you could say, hey, yeah, like I'm going to go buy that luxury RB2, RB3 to add to my team just because I want it.
Yeah.
And I'll pay the price because that's what I want. But it's certainly a little bit overpriced, I would say.
Yeah,
I mean, that being said, JT averaging what like 25 to 30 something points per game. Like you're not going to be thinking about, oh man, I can't believe I gave up Tootin and A-Chain and Quint Allen and a first round pick when, I don't even know what 2028, like if we even have 2028 in the books. Yeah. So like, we'll see what happens.
And this is like JT has 4 years left, and the expectation, I don't think there's been any kind of like he's gonna hold out. I mean, JT is in a prime position entering the last year of his deal to hold out heading into camp. Like he 100% deserves a new deal. So we could see, 3-year extension, massive money for JT, and then you're looking at it as JT locked in for 3-ish years versus the tough. I mean, this team is going to be sick in 2028 as well. So like that 28 first, it is a Josh Allen, T-Law, Bijan, Gentry, JT, Saquon, Pickens, Rice, Watson. Like you lost some flexibility moving both of your firsts. That's the only tough thing with these kind of teams that we talk about. And I'm peeking down here, so I'll try to make it so you can see both of these trades at the same time. So I'm gonna get rid of the chat message so we can see. All right, so right here, the other trade was Kraft, 0.75 tight end premium for Claire and a 27 first. I don't hate moving a first on a like 100% stud team, almost super team looking squad for what I think is an elite tight end producer in like a 0.75 plus tight end. And I think Kraft has proven that even coming back from the injury. So that one I can see, especially when Gadsden was your other tight end. Like I get being a little bit fearful of that. Man, I'm going to say, am I being too cowardly, Sean in chat? I'm not liking this JT deal. I mean, this team is sick, so that 28 first, 100% is late, but you're missing out on the Tootin bet alongside, I mean, Travis Etienne could be 80% JT production. You get the Tootin bet. All right, we got an I love it. To me, it is more of a, what can these three assets do for this team when my running back room already looks like this? Bijan, Gentry. So this running back room before moving your first was Bijan, Gentry, Saquon, Travis Etienne, Tootin. That is like the kind of running back room where I am not trying to use my first to upgrade. Even, I mean, if you're giving me Gibbs, for sure. But maybe I need to give JT some more respect. I don't know. Where are you at? You're paying the price, but would you do that on this team? I just hate no first until 2029 when my team, like your team, I think would still be sick. I think your team is still sick without doing that move is my only thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing too is like, I'd be more inclined to say, hey, like, can I tear down off of like Genty for more of a win now running back, and then pick up value elsewhere.
Yeah. Or this comment right here. Just real quick, like how could have maybe gotten a half a tier higher? Like how much more do you have to add when you're 2 running backs that people, like enough, like hold weight and a first? How much more do you have to add to get to Gibbs? I mean, maybe a lot more than I'm putting into perspective on an elite team, but
yeah, no, I agree. I think it's just an overpay. I mean, I think the hard part is like, okay, cool, you got your guy. Now, once you get a good team, that in Dynasty, the idea mentally, at least for me, I think in general, should change from, okay, cool, I've picked my bets. How do I make sure that I have the flexibility, to say the word, to manage anything that happens mid-season, and also manage this team so then I'm not looking at a rebuild in 2 years and I'm like, crap, or like a retool because, Taylor and Barkley and Watson and Kraft all are aging out, and I'm like, crap, like Josh Allen, like whether or not you want to say, I don't think he's going to fall off. That's what I'm saying. But we're going to get to a point where he is not this surefire QB1 locked in dynasty asset. He might still be QB1 fantasy wise, but he's getting into the 30s and people are just not going to treat him like I'm going to trade my entire future for him. Like this is where it's like, okay, crap. Like you don't have your picks. You might be able to be a competitive team, but I do get concerned, especially with like Christian Watson. Like what happens if Christian Watson gets hurt? Like what's your answer? The guy that historically gets hurt. What's your answer if he gets hurt? You don't really have one right now.
Or like the thing is,
Travis Hunter, maybe Pittman, maybe Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, that's the only thing with like the flexibility. I think is like it is July 21st, and we are looking at this team in the context of how sexy the starting lineup is, and I don't want to play Dynasty too scared in the sense of feeling like I need, to be one deep. I feel great at every position. I get that, but my next first is in 2029, and I don't know. There's a Pittman and Myers are pretty safe for sure. But I think what you're trying to do when you get JT, like in the event that one of your running backs gets hurt, or one of the wide receivers as well, I think it just would be a lot harder for this team to stay as like a super team feeling vibe with how it's currently constructed. Should that happen? But man, it's tough. Like I don't want to be I don't love this like buying JT side. That's not fun. I don't want to be the guy that doesn't want to buy Jonathan Taylor. And I love being the guy that pushes in my first to build the 6-year dynasty roster.
Well, I don't even blame doing this move. I just think you open up, because this look, I'll be honest. I had in one of my early leagues, the one that I'm locked in on the most when I'm watching Red Zone, Quad Box, all of that.
We all have it.
I had a team 26-2. Ooh. By far the best team in the league. Dominated everyone. I only lost, I think, 2 games to the median. Like it was just like a clean season. One of my rivals was a team falling off. They had Christian McCaffrey, healthy all year, crushing it. And I offered 2 first-round picks. One was not my own, for Christian McCaffrey. Because I was like, I'm 26-2. What's better than having one of the best teams? I mean, not just one of the best team all year, adding Chris McCaffrey, averaging 25 points per game to that roster for the playoffs. What's better than that? Well, that team got all the way to the finals, and it lost. And Chris McCaffrey was healthy, all of that. But the year after was I believe it was the tendinitis year. Like, then all of a sudden, what I assumed was a perfect runway for this team to just be a dominant team. Now I'm looking at that team and I'm like, now, because I traded away a lot of the flexibility I had, I'm looking at like, okay, I do have good pieces still. I have a Josh Allen, I have a CeeDee Lamb, I have guys that are good contending pieces. But a lot of the extra pieces and bets I made following that trade of, oh crap, like I need to trade and get a Deontay Johnson. I need that production. And then he falls off 2 weeks later and things like that. Like they can compound easily. And then all of a sudden you have an amazing team. And then 2 years later, you're like what happened? My RB1 is, James Conner on one leg. Like it's just, that would be my concern. Is like, cool, you made this move. My next move I would make on this team would be trying to find a way to build up that draft capital without limiting my window now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I honestly don't even mind having Jacoby Myers, Travis Hunter, or whatever being my flex guy. But by making that Jonathan Taylor trade, I made my bet that if something happens, I'm starting Jacoby Myers. I'm starting Michael Pittman. I'm okay with that. I'm starting Tony Pollard on bye weeks. That was the bet I made by giving up all that depth and giving up that future pick. And now I need to sit here and say, can I trade a player or something for future picks? Could I do something crazy like trade Rashee Rice for a future first and say, I'm just going to roll with Watson, Hunter, Pittman, Myers. I'm going to be a little gross at that wide receiver 3 spot, but it's okay because of my running backs are the complete engine of my team. Like, I think this is kind of where you have to start getting a little bit more creative because if you don't recoup those picks to some extent, that the flexibility alone is going to start suffocating your team and making you make stupid decisions that I've made before, where I'm just being rash, being like, I need to get these players. I need to do, like, you might not be the 1 seed, but that's fine. Like, I've had a perfect year, a near perfect year, adding Christian McCaffrey, averaging 28 points per game, and still lost. Like, fantasy football in the playoffs is so random. This team can win it all. I'm not going to try to mess with how to improve my points now. It's how do I make sure that in 2 years, this team is still, having a chance to win it all.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a good call. Like, would you have gotten to the championship without that Christian McCaffrey deal? I
would have gotten to the chip, and I would have also lost without him.
Yeah. And obviously
I didn't give up production.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I just traded future picks. And I did end up, one of those picks ended up being Amarion Hampton, which hurts, but yeah.
And the guy you really in on too. Yeah.
Yeah, like having Hampton on a team that is like aging would have made me so happy, because like that would have been the perfect like 2 timeline Golden State Warriors. We bring in Jordan Poole, and he's going to be the next Steph Curry. Like, that, I mean, obviously it's not the best example because it didn't work out, but that would be. I just think 2 timelines. That's always what I think of, like contending, but with the rebuilding pieces for the next era. Like, that's ultimately what you want to try to do. This team, the benefit is you have Jinty, you have Bijan. Like, the only older guys are like Taylor, Barkley, and like then you have some like crap pieces like Watson and Myers. But like those aren't dynasty players to begin with. They're just how are they scoring for me now? So your dynasty assets are still young, have a ton of I was going to say bandwidth, but that's not the right word. But have a ton of run out left to actually score and be productive. The one question for me too is to be like, maybe you can recoup some of that by tearing down off Josh Allen. I don't know if you want to, but
all right, I'm gonna stop you. I'm stopping him right there. Let's.
I'm saying you can get a haul for Josh Allen, and then you're like, oh, go from Josh Allen to Lamar Jackson and pick up like a first or something.
Oh, you missed the Taco Bell diarrhea lettuce conversation we had earlier.
Oh, we're going back to that?
Well, we got my favorite Tebow bros. I've been banned from Taco Bell for diarrhea purposes. And I'm not going to elaborate on that. I apologize. That's just that's where we're at. No, the last thing I'll say on this, and I do think that this is, I think, part of where the like pro JT side of this trade would meet in the middle, is like the perception of what percentage of production are you expecting Travis Etienne to give you over the next 3 seasons versus Jonathan Taylor? And then like whatever you have there, like 60, 70, whatever, 80%, whatever you have there, is that percentage, do you get to 100% in the deal when you get the Toot and Bet and a late first in 28?
Mm-hmm.
It's the lettuce. Yeah. No, it's no, I could go. I'm a grown man. I can make my own decisions. I can go to Taco Bell if I want to. And I also don't eat lettuce on purpose. Actually, you know what? I've gotten shout out to Hungry Howie's. I've got like a free coupon thing. You know those like coupon things you get for like fundraisers for supporting your local high school football team. Got a Hungry Howie's one and pleasantly surprised. Salad was pretty good. And this was pre-pesticide breakout. Breakout? That kind of... Why am I using fantasy football terms for national medical... year 3 pesticide breakout.
That lettuce had a 3-year breakout.
No, but this team is... I mean, the funniest thing about this is we spent all this time yapping about like, is it good, is it not? Which is important, but this team is nasty. But honestly, these 3 contending teams I was peeking... I mean, this is a Drake, May, Cam Ward QB room, but... I mean, nasty running back, wide receiver room. Nasty wide receiver, running back room. Decent QB room.
Well, I think that's the... that is something like on my contending teams, I wish I've done more, is like not mess with it as much in a way. Because I feel like when I'm contending, I'm like, ooh, this team, I need to like finely tune it. You know, it needs to be like a watch or something. I need it to be exactly precise, exactly how I want it. But my best dynasty team is a team I forgot I had for like 2 years. And I show up and I have Nico Collins breakout and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamar Chase because I traded Kenyon Drake. And it's just like, oh, like I just woke up to an amazing team.
Yeah.
Sometimes like you have a good team, you just need to, just go with it. And I think too, like
there's a balance.
Whenever
yeah. No, I was just gonna say like I think especially on these kind of elite teams where it's like, how much value am I getting for my first that is 100%? 110 through 112. Like, I know we can't predict these things, but I'm sorry if this team doesn't make the playoffs, like something happened. Like there was a meteor struck NFL stadium and Bijan and Genti died like in that meteor strike. Like this team is insane. Like that team.
I'm not going to book a ticket for Atlanta and Las Vegas.
This is going to be the weirdest rewatch. But sorry, you were talking about something.
I don't remember, but I do agree. I'm more concerned about like the 28 first than saying trading 26 or even 27. Like I think once you trade multiple years out, like what do you go to the other manager to? Like say Bijan gets hurt out for the year. What do you do to say, how do I add significant impact to my win now team?
Yeah.
Hey, I have a 2029 first round pick. People are gonna be like it's so far away. Like that's not going to be worth a lot.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to tear down off of one of these guys? But now they're going to be greedy because it's going to be a desperation tear down. So they're going to be like, oh, well, you got to pay up.
Yeah. Throw in.
Like imagine it's like the trades for Devontae Adams last year, or even Cortland Sutton. We were talking Cortland Sutton earlier. We're like, hey, I hope you can get anything like of somewhat value for him, maybe even a second. Literally. Like week 10, he was going for first round picks all the time. If you lose your guy midseason and you're like trying to desperately go and fill that hole, it's going to be expensive. And you don't really have many levers to pull outside of, I'm going to break Josh Allen up, which is not something you want to do on a contender. So you're not going to do that. That's sometimes you got to trade Josh Allen. Sometimes you got to trade Josh Allen.
No, I know. Here's the last thing I'll say on this, and then I'm gonna go pee. Off stream. If part of the if the part of the like very very pro JT side of this trade is, hey guys, this team is sick and it's a late first on a sick team. What are you even gonna get with that late first? Like if it's to get the deal done, it got the deal done. I would just say evidence.zip. 0.75 tight end premium. I mean, maybe you don't think Tucker Kraft is up there, but this is basically, and not only, this is even, I think, more evidence because it's the immediate year. It's the 27th first on this team, straight up, basically, with Claire added for Tucker Kraft. So, like, if that's Tucker Kraft in this, I mean, would you trade in a 0.75 tight end premium? Travis Etienne, Tootin, Tucker Kraft for JT in a second? Like, I don't know if people would do that in a 0.75 tight end premium. Like, I think that's a lot to be giving up. So like that is just in terms of like what the first can do for your team flexibility wise. I think this is evidence.zip in this league of not even like, I mean, it's just a fraud team that made this deal. Like this might not even necessarily be a total, like I just need to acquire first because I'm rebuilding.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably just like, hey, I don't think I'm going to win. Let me take a flyer on this. You know, like it's just a good value.
Yeah.
I take a flyer on Tootin. We could be week 8, talk about Tootin being amazing, being like, wow, he's RB10. I hope so.
Yeah.
You know, but like the opportunity is there. You know, A-Chain, Travis A-Chain signed a big deal, should be a productive player, someone that you can rely on. And then that first round pick is like I remember I had to do, you know, I was taking flyers on random first round picks on a lot of rebuilders, and they all of a sudden, I mean, that the CMC deal I made, I thought the other team's pick I was trading away. I was like, well, they were a rebuilding team for 4 years and they had an amazing lineup. I was like, they're probably going to make the playoffs that year. I don't need to worry about giving up a high end pick. And we also have a draft lottery, so I also factored into, you know, they won the lottery essentially. So, but that pick ended up being early based on the rules and things like that. So if I was them, I'm just like, okay, my team, I need to find ways to make value and then turn that into actual elite production. And that's the perfect type of deal that you need, is to say, hey, like this year, this team as currently constructed can't compete with the big dogs. Let me trade one of my older players for really good value and then try to use that to kind of see what I get, pick up the scraps and say, hey, I have a bunch. I split one amazing player into 3 quality shots at good to amazing players.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is, I mean, I think it's a totally fair shout. And I mean, like, here's the thing. Also, at the end of the day, JT is, in terms of elite outcome, season defining, we saw it last year. Like at the beginning of the season, it was looking like if you don't have JT, like good luck in your fantasy playoffs. Now, obviously, the cold season, Daniel Jones injury, and everything, I think you feel a lot more confident in JT giving you that than Travis Etienne. It's just more of a, I think, flexibility on this team type of thing, specifically that type of deal. All right.
I will say,
yeah,
we can end on this. Week 15, first week of the playoffs. Travis Etienne had 31 fantasy points.
Is that the 3 receiving touchdown game?
I think so, yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's go. All right, case closed. We win the argument. Sorry, Sean. We got evidence.
This is the thing. This is the thing about running the show is we're never wrong.
Yeah. Even if you make a good point after that, I don't have to click it and show it on screen. Sorry, man. But
except for the eighth time. The eighth time I tell everyone to buy Kyler, and then because it does just keep getting worse.
I don't know. Are you buying any of this competition is going to go all the way to week 1? Like I just don't see it.
No, I mean JJ McCarthy lost to like Brosmer or whatever.
Do my favorite? Okay, I like JJ, the human being, the person, the Michigan quarterback. Okay, but my favorite thing about the JJ McCarthy, his career trajectory is, dude, if you look back at Colston Loveland's collegiate career and who he had to play with, it is like insane what he did. Even the limited production stuff, playing with JJ, and then, dude, oh my gosh, you guys need to like, I should pull up some Michigan game logs. Look at the freaking Orr seasons.
I love how you turned this into a Loveland propaganda piece.
Hey, we're at least one degree of bacon on that. JJ McCarthy to Colston Loveland, right? Yeah,
it is. I was like, oh, this is gonna be an interesting JJ McCarthy take, and you're like,
no,
you're still hung up.
9
when I was like, no, pump the brakes on the Loveland hype like 4 weeks ago.
Appreciate you guys watching.
We'll have to get you a Bears Loveland jersey.
That is the tough thing about being very pro Loveland and Burden and Caleb and Ben Johnson, is being very anti-Bears. I just want them to lose every game 35-37.
It sucks that Ben Johnson went in the same division and just like took all the pieces and made like the Lions 2.0.
Well, he can often replicate it, never but is fabricated. What's the phrase? Give me it so I can use it next time correctly. Often imitated, never demonstrate. Dude, AI overview, help me out. Never duplicated.
This is like being a lifeguard and watching like someone drown and just like freezing. I'm like,
see, my issue was I led off with often duplicated, so I was already wrong. I could never find the second word. Often duplicated, never duplicated.
Never.
Often imitated. God. There you guys go. You'll never mess that phrase up again. Often imitated, never duplicated. All right, this is the last. Okay, well, this is crazy, and then I'm gonna go pee. Just in a startup dynasty draft, there were 157 CPU auto picks. Do I put in my 2 weeks notice now? That screams unserious league to me. Do you know anyone in the league? Shout out to K Scott, who is, I think, as far as like people I know in real life, I would say top 5 I know IRL dynasty minds. He in my home league with him, full startup. He auto picked every single pick. Now, to be fair, there were no trades. This was like a bunch of new people, so we just did a straight one night sitting. And obviously he just has the oldest team ever. It was like he drafted like Kamara, Kittle, Mike Evans, and has not won the league yet. But he's built a pretty strong team from that. So it's definitely possible to CPU auto pick into a good team. But yeah, this is crazy work.
I do want to this just reminded me. I'm in a free league that is a Dynasty Scott Fishbowl league, where every year the format changes. The Scott Fishbowl. That's crazy. And it is I got invited to it. It's somewhat of a questionable managed league. We have
like Matt Miller questionable, or like. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't even know. Let's just say it's a rookie draft. We're on pick 6. And the past 3 picks have taken a month. There's no timer on the clock.
A month.
You would think that once this one guy has been on the clock for a month. I'm like, why don't we just put the timer on?
But he's trying to see all. He's trying to see all the drafts. He's trying to see all the Scott Fishbowl drafts get posted.
I'm like, just see where Kenyon Sadiq went. Freaking Makai Lemon. Just take Makai Lemon. Let's just grind it off. Like,
bro, subtitle chip. Yeah. There's just a free first place prizes. Trade. You just got to do all the. I mean, honestly, if this is like an unserious league, I think there's like some part of me that wants to say, hey, let's teach these guys and like, you know, maybe talk to them. But like, I don't know, man. Mega yikes vibes. I think I'm just trading a first for Josh Allen and just smashing this league.
Here's what you do. You send them the link to the Dynasty Daddy live streams every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, and the best free Dynasty resource out there. Look at that. We got the player pro. What we need, this is when
you open up the site.
Season 3 of the live stream is we need to green screen ourselves doing like the stupid.
I just got one. I just bought a green screen.
And then have the I have a random one too. I bought from like an auction place for like $10.
I have no place to hold it. Like I need to get a stand for it. It's just a green.
Mine has like a built-in blanket. Stand.
Dang.
It was like $100 something usually. I got for like 10.
All right, I got mine. Okay. I got mine for 10.
It's like 18. Was it 18 somethings wide? And you just like it has like a
18 somethings.
It's like full. It was $18. I don't know. I'm going off the rails, but it's
$18
really cool.
wide, $18 bills.
You can pull it up, and it's just like a giant square behind you, and then you can pull it down. Because when I was first thinking about doing the YouTube channel, I was like, oh, like should I do a green screen? And like maybe I do like green screen fantasy football video essay style stuff. And then I was just like, that's too much editing.
You do like a Nakey Jakey Dynasty Daddy.
Yeah, I'll sit on an exercise ball and bounce around.
I was thinking
like the curious case of BTJ.
I might try because I love messing around with overlays. I don't know why. I just like messing around with them, especially for the best ball ones. Because here, a little plug. I think people are missing out.
I can't wait for best ball
in the best ball market. I might patent it, but I don't think a lot of people show available players and the draft board at the same time well. I don't see it on like the biggest streamers that I've seen in, you know, YouTube videos, and I do it. So the 3 viewers that watch the best ball streams, you guys are getting the best viewing experience. And hey, I might get a green screen in there if I can buy a stand for my birthday. All right, that's a great way to end.
I'm waiting for the day that one of your best ball streams, you end up just winning like the Mega Millions, and that's like the last stream.
I need to rip them so that one of these does win me $1 million, so that next year all the thumbnails can be like millionaire, humble genius who won $1 million.
Humble, yeah, that's when you just like vibe code humble genius rankings, and just because you
Yes.
won, people would like pay for it.
All right. Oh gosh, I just thought it was a fly. It was a spider. I just grabbed out of the. My gosh, this is a tiny spider. Are smaller spiders supposed to be scarier? All right, sorry. Before you guys sign off, when are these daddy leagues kicking off? We hit it at the beginning. We hit it in the middle. Nick, Take, Jake, if you're still here, we're hitting it at the end. Signups will close the 23rd. So tomorrow, the 22nd, is the last day to sign up. We will send an @all message in the Discord tomorrow, letting everybody know it's the last chance. If you're not in there, join the Discord, link in the description, fill out the form. We'll get you in a league, and we'll start planning those this weekend. We'll start the planning process and get those started, because I'm itching, man. I am not currently in a startup, and I'm itching to be in one. So let's go. Land the plane. There we go. Big Diaz knows what it's all about.
Big Diaz is like our
I killed him.
producer. He's like keep us in line.
Big Diaz, I don't know if you were here for this. Did you see? We'll end on this. Did you see the sleeper pay stuff that you might be able to do? It was a leaked message.
I need to see if my app is updated.
So I don't see it in there. I think it is something they're adding, and one of the interns that's supposed to push these version histories pushed the wrong one. Look at this version history of the sleeper app. Jeremy was talking about it. So this is from a week ago. Just the normal, get sleeper now in your state, track results live, whatever, do your pick'ems. Introducing sleeper safe, collect league dues and payout winners all in the sleeper app. Like, there's no way that's not real, right? There's no way that's not real. That's on the sleeper app page. There's no way it's not real.
I hope it is. I have $42 I got from like a free promo I'd like to be able to use, but I can't cash it out.
Dang, that's your daddy league buy-in right there, and your
I know
Echo Fox daddy.
Echo Fox.
That one's a little sketchier. Alpha Bravo, like when it's too trying to make the million. Yeah, dude. Honestly, if I can do it all in sleeper and there's not any kind of weird fees, or we were joking around that you have to use you bonus funds you have to use sleeper picks. You have to win a 3-pick parlay to cash out your winnings from your league. All right.
I'm curious how much they actually will make off of it, but I do think competition's good in this space. You know, League Safe will have to adjust and hopefully make those processing fees a little bit more viable.
Dude. So any more best ball in the sign up sheet? I think we had 7 or 6 maybe out of the 22 that filled out the form mentioned best ball as one of their things. So what I think we're gonna do is, in the Discord group, I'm gonna set up maybe some polls for people to vote on what leagues they would want to be in, so I can point to specific people being in certain ones. And I'm sure if we end up having 3, if we get enough signups, one of those will be best ball. All right, appreciate you all. Jeremy, any parting words? I'll give you the full screen for this one.
Yeah, I mean, we have as Big Diaz said, we need to land the plane, but obviously we got the leagues, we got the shows, we got all of that. Few features on the site that have been released. Obviously, I was on vacation last week, so some of these things were already out there if y'all have been nosy. But on the team page, or the power rankings page, team pages and player pages, now there's a share icon that will pull up for the power rankings. You can copy the roster in text, which we had before, but now you can generate an image as well that you can, copy or download the image and share. It's a little bit easier. I wanted to do it, especially for mobile, where it's hard to screenshot the whole page sometimes. And then there's also player images where you can do a player overview or like value over the past 3 months for that player. So if you just want to share that stuff, it makes it easier than always screenshotting random spots of the site. And I think I showed off last time, you can personalize the draft order as well. And then lastly, there was and I'll officially announce it later this week, but there was I redid the table on the league format tool to where there's a little filter icon next to the search. And if you click that, you can now filter each individual column. So if you want to be like, oh, players that had greater than 10 targets for whatever it is, you can filter each column and make a little bit more granular data dives while using the league format tool. But that is the stuff on the site, and I got some more things in the works. So definitely stay tuned to all of that in the Discord, in the Reddit, and on the YouTube, on the website itself.
Beautiful. You would have thought that was scripted. That was beautiful. Appreciate you all.
I'm holding it together.
Appreciate Jeremy and the sites. Definitely. All right, last little plug here. We will send a message in the Discord. Go fill out the form. That is how we are selecting or putting together the Dynasty Daddy startups this offseason. Join the Discord if you're not in there, even if you don't want to be in a league and you just want to be in a Discord with fellow D-Gens. Much love. See you next Tuesday. Peace